from discussions in sexual overtones about female colleagues to inappropriate remarks. 2 men are facing accusations, and they were dismissed earlier this week. Coming up, an investigation into a deputy-involved shooting in North Fort Myers continues. Next at 6 o'clock on Wake News This Morning, what we know about that shooting that left 1 man dead.
Plus, going back out in public after a diagnosis of coronavirus. Next at 6, the box says you need to check before it's safe to go outside.
And plan for scattered storms later on this afternoon. Meteorologist Matt Devitt's in next with a look at your weekend forecast.
.92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
You own a home with a tile or shingle roof? You live between Port Charlotte and Marco Island? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson with Williamson Brothers Roofing. If you answered yes to either question, it's very likely your roof suffered damage from Hurricane Irma that's not visible from the ground, and you may very well be entitled to a new roof for little or no money out of pocket. But you only have a 3-year window to make a claim, and time is running out. If you have a tile or shingle roof and live between Port Charlotte and Marco Island, call us at 239-283-2013. It's a free, no-obligation inspection that can benefit you in the form of a new roof. Williamson Brothers Roofing, we deal with the insurance carrier for you. Call us at 239-283-2013. Again, time is running out. Call us at 239-283-2013. Williamson Brothers Roofing specializes in the claims process. We have experts standing by. We get claims approved. 239-283-2013.
Don't walk, run to Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. New SUVs, just $199 per month. Galliana Kia is desperate for used cars, so we'll buy your car for cash. No questions asked. High mileage, cosmetic issues, we don't care. Galliana Kia needs your trade and more, so we'll flat out give you more. Over mileage on your lease or upside down in your loan? Galliana Kia can get you out of your old car and into a new Kia for less. 2020 Kia Sorento SUV lease, $249 per month. 2020 Kia Sportage lease, just $199 per month. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. If you've got $500 down and make at least $2,000 per month, our lenders can get you approved. But hurry, when 200 new Kias are sold, this sale is over. Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
36 monthly, 16,000 miles per year, $24.99 with sign plus tax, title, dealer, and acquisition fee. Zero security deposit, lender approval, expires month end.
Hey, I love it here in Southwest Florida. This is my second home, and I know why you live here. You've been able to accumulate enough wealth to retire here, but you know what? Many retirement portfolios are exposed to way too much risk. Alfie Townsend and Advantage Retirement Group can help. So give your portfolio the second set of eyes that it needs. Call Alfie at 561-1155, and don't forget, listen for his program, Saving the Investor. That's Saturday mornings at 9 right here on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
This is Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Lee County deputies shot and killed a man at the Aloha Motel yesterday. It started as a welfare check, but that man came out at deputies with a gun, and then they shot him. They performed CPR, but he later died. All deputies involved are now on paid administrative leave. A killer is still on the run this morning. Someone shot and killed a person near the Lani Kai on Fort Myers Beach Wednesday. Deputies say multiple shots were fired. Hotel officials say one of the people in the group with the victim is an employee. The Lani Kai says it's doing what it can to help the Lee County Sheriff's Office. The state attorney dropped charges against the man arrested for vandalizing the Robert E. Lee bust in downtown Fort Myers. The owners of the statue went to court hoping the state would elevate the case to a hate crime. A man's in custody this morning after deputies chased him through a Collier County neighborhood. It started as a disturbance involving a man banging on someone's car window. The chase ended when the suspect's car caught on fire outside that neighborhood. Florida can now enforce a law that keeps ex-felons from voting if they do not pay their court fees and fines. The unsigned order means this law will likely be in effect for the November election. It could affect thousands of people waiting to vote here in Southwest Florida. Next week, you'll have to wear a mask inside Publix stores. The store is joining several other retailers requiring face coverings. The company will put signs on entrance doors saying masks must be worn inside. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Good Friday morning. Traffic pretty busy this morning on Treeline heading southbound towards Daniels Parkway. Also westbound delay on Aligo towards Ben Hill. I-75 commuters, great right now heading to and from Lee and Collier. In Collier County, there is a slowdown just slightly on Airport Pulling Road heading south to Pine Ridge. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Today starts to transition back to our normal rainy season pattern with scattered showers and storms. Temperatures in the lower to middle 90s, but still feeling close to 109 degrees at our peak this afternoon. So still expect a lot of heat and humidity. We should expect more rain and storm potential all the way through the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News, the conservative, smart, right voice of Southwest Florida.
It's open enrollment season, and MediShare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that saves most families about $500 a month. Google MediShare and see if it's a fit for you.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Today's radicalized Democrat Party is attempting to dismantle, disarm, and discredit our frontline heroes. We must fight to stop them before it's too late. But to do that, we cannot send more weak leaders to Washington. It takes a bold, unapologetic conservative to stand up to the liberal mob and protect the institutions that make America great. We can't give in, and we can't give up. I'm Dr. William Figglestaller, and I approve this message because I'm the America First conservative you can trust.
Paid for by William Figglestaller, Republican, House District 19.
True relief for back and neck pain. Sitting at home with back or neck pain, lying in a recliner suffering with leg pain or weakness, out of shape from sciatica, stenosis, or neuropathy? Get relief and get your life back. Non-surgical spinal decompression. This is Dr. Johnson, D.C. at 596 Back. Spinal decompression is an ingenious, innovative treatment that has shattered doctors' traditional ways of treating back or neck problems. Doctors have been left scratching their heads. Finally, avoid needles, epidurals, and drugs. This treatment is also super comfortable. Patients of any age can be treated and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. It uses a relaxing, computerized table to gently remove pressure on spinal nerves and discs, relieving pain, numbness, or weakness. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation to find out how spinal decompression can help you. Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596-2225. That's 596-2225.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
I got to turn the mic on. Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Boy, if you were watching on YouTube right there, just now, streaming live on YouTube at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, please subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate it. It keeps us going if you enjoy watching. You get the little ding, the alert that says, hey, we're on, we're live. If you want to listen, you can listen as well and just keep our faces in the background. Look at Jake. Jake's got a date this afternoon because he's not wearing a hoodie or a ball cap or what's going on with you? You look Oh don't put the ball cap on. You look fantastic without it. It's really nice. He's got a golf shirt on. Top button, baby. Top button. You got a top button. Yeah, you got a top button. Why don't we do that today? Today is Jake Day. It's Jake Day. We call Fridays Jake Day, and maybe we'll call that Top Button Day. So we're gonna top button it
all the way to the top, boys.
That's right, top button, and I'm going for it. The problem with my age and as you get older. And you're, as a millennial, you don't realize this yet, but there's a lot of things that are going to hit you in your life that all of a sudden you're going to be, wow, what is this? What is that? Well, it's getting old. That's what it's about. You know, the aches, the pains, life, responsibility, getting out of the basement. It's all of this. Here's what it is. It's that I like top buttoning it with my shirts. I kind of like the look.
I have always done the same, and people pick on me. Like, hey, why you do that?
Yeah, but that's because, you know what? It's the ignorant that don't understand fashion. That's what I always say, and then we all laugh, and I unbutton it. But the only reason why I don't top button it as much as I used to is because as you get older, when you top button it, sometimes your shirts get a little too tight, and then you get the weird the chicken neck kind of thing hanging around, and you get the overage, and it doesn't look. It looks weird. So you're like, never mind. And it's unfortunate, and it's fine.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Doesn't matter. I mean, we got COVID, everybody. You think you're worried about top buttons and chicken necks? We need to be in full panic mode 24 hours a day. You got other things you need to worry about, if we're going to be honest. So what are we going to talk about this morning on this Jake Day? Well, let's see. Mixed reviews on Publix's decision to require masks. So you got Walmart, you got Publix, you got CVS, you got, right? I think everybody is starting to jump onto the mandatory mask bandwagon. And, okay, why? Look, if this is what the businesses want to do, and they feel like this is a responsible thing to do, then aren't we learning a valuable lesson about the free market? Look, if this is what they want to do, all right. If you're mad and you think that masks are ridiculous, you think they're stupid, you think that it's taking away our freedoms and our liberties, and this is just okay, don't go. But Publix is the only grocer in the area. Well, there's others. Just take a little bit of a drive. Well, I can't do it. Well, then order it in. I mean, there's plenty of options. Life is about options, everybody, right? Life is about all the different options that you have. It's not just one thing, one size fits all. It's not anything like that.
I ordered Publix yesterday.
Okay.
And would you like a quick review?
Sure. I just
forgot my bread.
Hold on a second.
Pancake mix.
Wait, hold on. We need a little, we need some kind of, here we go. Go ahead.
So I tried the Publix app thing that delivers and forgot my chocolate milk.
Okay.
Which is really the most important thing. Everything else doesn't matter.
For a millennial, chocolate milk is everything.
It is.
Go ahead.
Because, you can add chocolate milk to your cereal, and it brings it to a whole new level.
You know what? I never even thought about doing that. Go ahead.
And I can't eat my Reese's Puff cereal that I got 2 boxes of because they were buy one, get one free.
Who could? Who should?
I don't have any chocolate milk.
Right. And did all of this stuff come to your door?
It did.
Okay.
And I did get a refund for the chocolate milk, but it wasn't there.
Okay, but right. So there was a shortage on chocolate milk. All right. The point is this: there are plenty of options, and if you decide that you don't want to, somebody just texted sheep. Okay. No, seriously. When it comes to the masks, whether you have to wear them or do not have to wear them, look. We're all going to have to ask very simple, fundamental questions on mask mandates, on where we stand with schools and whether or not the kids should be back in school, as to whether or not we're getting reporting from the media that is real, or are they lying? Are they taking something out of context and then running with it? Jim Acosta, CNN, and then ultimately when the truth comes out, there's no way to retweet an apology because CNN, they don't give a hoot about that kind of thing. That happened yesterday with Kayleigh McEnany, and we'll get to that as well. The media's lies. But what we want not only options, but we want scientific data and facts that would prove that what you're doing is helping or stopping. And we need those examples. The problem is we never get that. And I can go down the line. For example, if we want to go into the mask debate, do masks work? Do they not work? Well, it depends on what the word work to you means. It depends on what the word is. Wasn't it Bill Clinton? It's an is thing. What the word is, right? Do you remember that? I know Jake has no idea what I'm talking about, right?
No.
It depends upon what the meaning of the word
island.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. Okay. So, for example, if you were to Google, do masks stop the spread or prevent COVID-19? It's interesting what you come up with. You don't come up with a definitive, this is it, this is how it operates, this is how it works. You come up with this creative, the science is there. For example, the University of California, San Francisco, UC San Francisco. Now, you can imagine how liberal that is. And when it comes to the science behind how face masks prevent coronavirus, you might be saying, all right, let's go to the most liberal place we could go and find out whether or not they work. And so here you go. Still confused about masks? This was just 2 weeks ago. Here's the science behind it. And as you go through it, you come to find out some pretty interesting things. As states reopen from stay-at-home orders, many, including California, now requiring people to wear face coverings in most public spaces to reduce the spread of COVID-19. I want you to follow this, Jake. Just listen to this. And look, you can make your own decisions. I'm just reading this to you. Both the Centers for Disease Control and the World Health Organization now recommend cloth masks for the general public, but earlier in the pandemic, both organizations recommended just the opposite. These shifting guidelines may have sowed confusion among the public about the utility of the masks. You think? The World Health Organization, who would still rather side with China than data and science and facts, and we can say a lot about that. The CDC, who many people have questioned, Dr. Fauci and others, as to their guidance, but we'll leave that there. All right, health experts say the evidence is clear, so give it to me. First of all, why did the CDC change its guidelines? Just a rough overview of what they were trying to say. They're saying, it was about masks for hospitals, N95, and making sure that people didn't buy up the masks and then the hospitals wouldn't have it. All right. What evidence do we have wearing a mask is effective in preventing COVID? And here's where the rubber hits the road. Again, UC San Francisco. And it's the doctors telling you why it helps. Several strands of evidence supporting the efficacy of masks. Strands. So strands of evidence doesn't sound like positive 100% we've got this. And that's pretty much what they go on to say. One category of evidence comes from lab studies of respiratory droplets and the ability of various masks to block them. An experiment using high-speed video found that hundreds of droplets ranging from 20 to 500 micrometers were generated when saying a simple phrase, but that nearly all these droplets, everybody, were blocked when the mouth was covered by a damp washcloth. A what? A damp washcloth. Is anybody walking around with a damp washcloth? Oh, wait, there's another study. Okay. People who had influenza or the common cold found that wearing a surgical mask significantly reduced the amount of these respiratory viruses emitted in droplets and aerosol. Okay, I'm not asking about influenza or the common cold. I'm asking about coronavirus. But it doesn't tell you that. Strongest evidence yet in favor of masks comes from studies of real-world scenarios. The most important thing are the epidemiological data. Because it would be unethical to assign people not to wear a mask during a pandemic. The epidemiological evidence has come from so-called experiments of nature. And what are they? Recent study published in Health Affairs, for example, compared to COVID-19 growth rate before and after mask mandates in 15 states and the District of Columbia. It found that mask mandates led to a slowdown in daily COVID-19 growth rate, which became more apparent over time. The first 5 days after a mandate, the daily growth rate slowed by 0.9 percentage points. 0.9%. It slowed it down 0.9 percentage points compared to the 5 days prior to the mandate. At 3 weeks, the total daily growth rate had slowed by 2 percentage points. That's their evidence. 0.9 percentage points. And we also don't know whether or not it was slowing on its own because of people social distancing or maybe not leaving as much, or we don't talk about that. But it's a 0.9. So if you're asking, is it 100%? Is it? I don't know. Ask the experts. Now, again, I'm not saying that it doesn't work at all. I'm not saying that if you want to take that type of precaution for you and your family, that you should or shouldn't. Do what you feel. But we should be reading information like this, right? We should have this out there to specifically tell everybody how it works and how maybe it doesn't. I mean, it's not 100%. Nothing's 100%. And again, I should probably have that Ontario PhD who I talked about last week, who I didn't get a chance to have on this week, who has 6 different peer-reviewed studies that show that the masks don't work. But you don't want to do that because everybody says you have to do it. And again, we don't want to give a false narrative or something that's out there that would say that if you don't, you should, and if you didn't, you couldn't, and you... Does everybody see how confusing it can be? But again, if a business decides that this is what they want to do, then they do it. And then you get the decision as to whether or not you want to go to that place or not. And you can find many options out there to either shop or have it come in, shipped to your house. It's sort of like it's going back to school, and something we'll talk about. I kind of like what Collier County is doing to some degree and the decisions that they've made with the Collier County school system, because there are options. Something I mentioned yesterday. Why does everything have to be one way, period? Either they're going to school or they're not going to school. Well, there's some nuance in there, isn't there? If you're immune compromised, maybe we make accommodations for you and to do something with some type of e-learning. Or if you're a teacher that demands, is no way going to step into a room, then maybe you can, I don't know, set up a camera and teach from home, and everybody would be able to see you in your... do you see there's accommodations that you can make? It doesn't have to be cut and dry one way, the only way. Does that make sense? Seems like common sense to me. If you think I'm wrong, I'd love to hear from you. Streaming live on YouTube, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Go there and please subscribe to the channel. All right, more to come. Right now, traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Good Friday morning. Traffic pretty busy this morning on Treeline heading southbound towards Daniels Parkway. Also westbound delay on Aligo towards Ben Hill. I-75 commuters, great right now, heading to and from Lee and Collier. In Collier County, there is a slowdown just slightly on Airport Pulling Road heading south to Pine Ridge. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, everyone. Temperatures this afternoon peak near 92 degrees. Heat indices near 105. Showers and storms still scattered this afternoon, but they'll actually be coming in a little bit earlier than what we saw yesterday. So you can expect more areas of heavy rain at times, and that continues all the way through the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Gulf Shore Business Magazine, online at gulfshorebusiness.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Twitter said late last night that hackers targeted about 130 accounts during the attack this week on profiles of many high-profile personalities, but it's not clear if private data was compromised. The FBI also investigating the attack. If you're ready to buy a home, now may be the time. The average 30-year mortgage rate fell below 3% yesterday for the first time on record. As some kids head back to the classroom, masks will be a must-have. and Crayolas come up with an idea to help make them more appealing. A 5-day pack in vibrant colors and prints. They're available in parent size too. On Wall Street, stocks lost ground on economic concern. The Dow fell 135 points. The Nasdaq lost 76. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
It's happening. In just days, Publishers Clearinghouse will be ready to award $7,000 a week for life. That's $7,000 a week, week after week, for life. Don't miss your last chance to win. Go to PCH.com and enter before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry if you want the next big winner to be you. Enter now at PCH.com. Entries due 8/26. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
Join the movement. Rename Lee County Trump County. 925foxnews.com. And sign your name today.
Who is Adam Botana? He's running trashy negative ads, but it's all a distraction. Botana is desperate to hide the fact that he has zero accomplishments. He's just a liberal living at his parents' place following the Pelosi playbook. With a history of failing to pay taxes, liberal Botana is for sale, taking money from his big sugar buddies, even taking $10,000 into his dark money committee from a Democrat. Arrested for DUI, cited by police 7 times over 7 years, liberal Botana is reckless. Adam Botana, desperate, for sale, reckless, liberal. But Jason Mon is a proven Trump conservative with a solid record fighting for conservative causes, like enforcing immigration laws and protecting the Second Amendment. And Jason Mon is leading the fight to rebuild our economy and keep our water clean. Jason Mon, candidate, House District 76, a Trump conservative, a proven leader. Sponsored by Friends of Jason Mon PC.
Take control of your home's water. What does that even mean? Well, look, if you're thinking about taking control of the chlorine that's in your water, you're just tired of it. You know it's ruining your appliances. And you know that your family does not enjoy drinking water out of the faucet. They don't enjoy showering in it. Give Pelican Water Systems a call. Talk to my buddy Max. Schedule your free Pelican water test right now. Man, you're not going to believe what you find in your water. And they don't need to come in your home to test it. They have a zero contact option. And for city or well water, you're going to love the way your water tastes from every faucet. And Pelican, as you probably know, has both the industry-leading salt-free smart combo, so there's no lugging in bags of salt, and they have the Advantage salt system as well, so they have both salt and salt-free. And this month you can save 15% on the Pelican salt-free smart combo. It's the same one I have with UV protection. Now, UV protection, it helps reduce harmful bacteria, and it even works in a boil water alert. Had those before? Well, Pelican water specialists are standing by, taking your call right now. 239-880-7799. That's 239-880-7799. Or schedule online at PelicanWestFL.com.
Summer clearance event going on now at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lowest prices ever on over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. All new Jeep Gladiator lease, $259 per month. Loaded luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited lease, $279 per month. New Ram Bighorn Crew Cab lease, just $299 per month. That's right, award-winning Ram trucks, $299 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. Plus, our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. Summer clearance event featuring Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs for $299 per month at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 42-month leases, 10,000 miles per year, $32.94 due at signing plus tax, tag, title, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0% APR with 0 down with lender approval. Offers don't combine.
Majority Leader of the Florida House, Dane Eagle.
I'm Dane Eagle. I'm running for Congress because experience matters. We need proven conservatives fighting for us in Washington. As the Republican Majority Leader of the Florida House, I have proven myself as a trusted conservative. I cut over $10 billion in taxes while balancing Florida's budget. And I've tackled immigration. I fought beside Governor DeSantis to ban sanctuary cities and pass E-Verify. I'm Dane Eagle, and I approve this message because we cannot afford to take another chance on inexperienced, unproven candidates based on campaign ads. That has failed us in the past, and it will fail us again. When I say I'll do something, it's not an empty promise. It's something I've already proven I can and will do. I'm Dane Eagle, and I have the experience to bring back our economy, fight fight illegal immigration and keep America great. Send me to Congress. I will stand with President Trump, and I will fight for America. That's a promise, not an ad.
Thank you, Dane.
Paid for by Dane Eagle for Congress.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Get ready for the Food Delivery Summer Nationals. It's not at a raceway. It's on the streets where you live. And coming around the first turn, it's the guy driving for Uber Eats. But wait, DoorDash just raced through the yellow light. And there's Grubhub taking a corner on two wheels. Ooh, and Domino's almost crashed into Jimmy John's as Postmates peels out at the intersection. Don't miss the most amazing car maneuvers and death-defying stunts. Also, you don't have to leave the house. The Food Delivery Summer Nationals happening this weekend in traffic near you. Be there.
What was that? It does feel like there's, see, there are people that want to deliver it to your house in a hurry. All kinds of stuff.
I really need to stop ordering from
Yeah.
Grubhub and all these places.
You got to slow it down. These people are in a hurry to try to get your stuff so they can make some money. All right. Anyway, there you go. So just look, stay home. If I'm just looking at some of the things that are trending on Twitter, we do have to talk about a lot of these things. Number one is just the latest saying that on Twitter that BuzzFeed is telling us that teachers will refuse to go to schools. They care about their lives too much. What's the evidence to show that their lives are in danger? I mean, lives are in danger is what BuzzFeed is saying to go back to school. Talk about hyperbolic.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I grew up in the air conditioning business, and over the decades, I've tried to protect this industry from the scam artists and the bad actors. I've volunteered to help law enforcement all across the area and the Attorney General programs to investigate scams and ripoffs to help protect all the people of our community. I've paid a price for looking out for the people of Southwest Florida, from being called names to having the bad guys sue or threaten to sue me to get me to shut up so that you won't know the facts about their scams. To me, it was all worth it to help protect you, the most important people in our world. I'll never cower to the bad guys, and I'll always look out for my friends and neighbors in Southwest Florida. It's one of the main reasons we say what we say in our slogan, Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949. I'm doing it the way my dad did it, and my kids will follow suit. License CACO 57313.
Rockstar Harley needs used bikes. It is giving NADA retail value in trading for a new Harley this week. No matter how much you owe on it, Rockstar Harley will trade anything. Bikes, cars, ATVs, RVs, and more. NADA retail value for your motorcycle. Good credit, bad credit, no credit. At Rockstar Harley, all credit applications considered. Rockstar Harley-Davidson is the #1 volume Harley dealer in South Florida with rates such as 0.99% APR. Retail trade value ends this Sunday. Financed on approved above average credit.
You know the problem in Washington? Too many politicians are full of should. They should keep promises, should serve the people, should avoid corruption. But when it's time to deliver, it's just a load of should. Then along comes Donald J. Trump, and the DC insiders, they lose their should. Byron Donalds is a lot like Trump that way. Donalds is willing to shake things up. You could take Trump's word for it.
I want to thank Representative Donalds. He's got a tremendous future ahead of him.
Now Byron Donalds is running for Congress. Donalds fought for low taxes in Tallahassee. He'll keep fighting to protect your paycheck in Congress. Donalds backs term limits. And Donalds stands with Trump to defend our police. Conservative, Republican, Byron Donalds for Congress. He'll make a difference in Washington. No should. Paid for by Club for Growth Action. Clubforgrowthaction.org and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Attention commercial building owners. The Flying Locksmiths of Southwest Florida are now open, specializing in automatic doors, access controls, and CCTV cameras. Visit them online at flyinglocksmiths.com. If it's on the door, We handle it.
If you're only monitoring your credit to help protect your identity, you could miss certain threats, like your info for sale on the dark web. Then there's LifeLock Identity Theft Protection. Get LifeLock now and save more during their special summer sale. Go to LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK. Sale ends July 20th.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
This is Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Lee County deputies shot and killed a man at the Aloha Motel yesterday. It started as a welfare check, but that man came out at deputies with a gun and then they shot him. They performed CPR, but he later died. All deputies involved are now on paid administrative leave. A killer is still on the run this morning. Someone shot and killed a person near the Lani Kai on Fort Myers Beach Wednesday. Deputies say multiple shots were fired. Hotel officials say one of the people in the group with the victim is an employee. The Lani Kai says it's doing what it can to help the Lee County Sheriff's Office. The state attorney dropped charges against the man arrested for vandalizing the Robert E. Lee bust in downtown Fort Myers. The owners of the statue went to court hoping the state would elevate the case to a hate crime. A man's in custody this morning after deputies chased him through a Collier County neighborhood. It started as a disturbance involving a man banging on someone's car window. The chase ended when the suspect's car caught on fire outside that neighborhood. Florida can now enforce a law that keeps ex-felons from voting if they do not pay their court fees and fines. The unsigned order means this law will likely be in effect for the November election. It could affect thousands of people waiting to vote here in Southwest Florida. Next week, you'll have to wear a mask inside Publix stores. The store is joining several other retailers requiring face coverings. The company will put signs on entrance doors saying masks must be worn inside. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Good Friday morning. Traffic pretty busy this morning on Treeline heading southbound towards Daniels Parkway. Also a westbound delay on Aligo towards Ben Hill. I-75 commuters, great right now, heading to and from Lee and Collier. In Collier County, there is a slowdown just slightly on Airport Pulling Road heading south to Pine Ridge. That trip to the Minute Traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, everyone. We made it to the end of the work week. Temperatures are going to reach close to 92 degrees this afternoon. Heat indices a little bit lower, peaking near 105, as we'll have scattered showers and storms returning back to Southwest Florida, generally moving east to west. But today they happen a little bit earlier. So for those of you who do get caught in some of those areas of heavy rain, be prepared for frequent lightning and some gusty wind as well. More scattered showers and storms as we head all the way through the weekend and most of next week. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Cancel the cancel culture mob. Be part of the movement to push back. Rename Lee County Trump County. Sign your name now at 925foxnews.com.
So who is this Heather Fitzenhagen? Oh, she's Planned Parenthood's favorite politician. What? Yep, Heather Fitzenhagen supports young girls getting an abortion without their parents knowing, and she voted for late-term abortions. You're kidding me. Nope. And it gets worse. She also supports the killing of unborn babies based on their gender. That's horrible. No wonder Planned Parenthood loves her. She also fought against President Trump on immigration. Really? Oh, yeah. And she voted to give driver's licenses to illegal immigrants and to give them in-state tuition at our universities. I did hear that. Didn't she also refuse to vote on banning sanctuary cities? She sure did. Heather Fitzenhagen turned her back on President Trump and refused to vote to ban sanctuary cities in Florida. And now she's running for the Florida Senate? Yeah. Planned Parenthood's favorite politician, Heather Fitzenhagen, wants to be our senator. We certainly don't need a Democrat representing us in the Senate. Well, she claims to be a Republican, but whatever she thinks she is, we don't need Heather Fitzenhagen in Florida Senate.
Paid by Ray Rodriguez, Republican for Florida Senate.
Attention, Southwest Florida. It's not too late. You can still get $8,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade-in, but only at Naples Nissan. Hundreds of new SUV models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite at NaplesNissan.com. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road to find out the KBB.com current market value for your trade-in. We'll give you $8,000 more so you can drive that brand new Nissan home today. If KBB says it's worth $5,000, Naples Nissan will give you $13,000. If KBB says $10,000, we'll give you $18,000. You must act fast though. Visit NaplesNissan.com for full details. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
When you are moving your home or office, choosing the right company makes all the difference. Rice's Moving and Transport has operated for 21 years out of Naples. They offer full packing and moving services for commercial and residential, as well as full designer services. To help our locals, Rice's Moving is extending their special pricing on all local moves for the summer. To protect our community, they are working within all the CDC guidelines. Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples, moving you into the future.
Today, businesses are starting to bounce back, but what if you could do better than that? What if you could adapt and find new ways to succeed? With new customers? Well, Comcast Business wants to help you do just that. Learn how you can not just bounce back, but bounce forward at ComcastBusiness.com.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. We are so happy that you have taken the time to start your day, end your day, in the middle of your day, whatever your day looks like at this hour of the morning, to be here with us, and we appreciate it. We always do appreciate it. Thank you so much making Daybreak part of your day. We appreciate everybody who has been watching on YouTube and Facebook. And if you want to watch on Facebook, make sure you are subscribing to the YouTube channel, because it's what's going to keep this going. You just go to YouTube, you type in Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. You subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that. And again, that will help so that you can continue to watch and see Jake, who today, on Jake Day, has dressed up big time. Looking good, Jake. Without a hat and without a hoodie. So he's feeling it today, which is very nice. What?
I have brought them.
Well, but you're not wearing them, and that's the point. And top button up. Top button, everybody. Top button is a big deal. Now, a couple of other things I want to make sure we realize. A lot of people have been asking Jake, we should probably do this even now. If you are somebody who has heard me talk about the cancel culture, the concerns about cancel culture, what they have been trying to do all across the country. You know what the cancel culture is doing in all aspects of society, and how sooner or later they're coming to Southwest Florida, and they're going to come to Lee County, because Robert E. Lee County, you know the whole thing. And you know that they've been knocking at the door to try to get the busts taken down in downtown Fort Myers, paintings of Robert E. Lee taken out of the courthouse, the buildings downtown. Ultimately, it's going to be the name of the county, because we are named after Robert E. Lee County. So why not get ahead of this and change the name of Lee County to Trump County? 45th president of the United States, all the amazing things the president has been able to accomplish before the pandemic hit. You can go down a list of the economy and jobs and history-making numbers, and it's just a fact, Jack. So let's do it, Trump County. And I'm in the process of trying to figure out how all of this will work out. And you may think I'm half joking, but I'm not. And so if you want to be part of the change, we set up a change.org account? Change.org account, so that you can sign the petition. And so this will be part of what we're going to gather up. And if you want to do that, what should we have people text the word change? Would that be good? Or Trump? Which one would you like? How about we text the word Trump?
Or just Trump County? Trump
County. All right. Text the words Trump County to 239-479-5592. And then Jake will send you a link to the change.org page so that you can sign it. There you go. So Trump County. Text the word Trump County to 239-479-5592. And there you go. We would appreciate, and Phil from Lehigh said, I appreciate being appreciated. Well, you are appreciated, and as we started off this break.
I appreciate that he appreciates feeling
I appreciate that you appreciate that today on a Jake Day that you got top button up and you got your hair combed, which must mean it's clean today.
It's always clean. It's just under a hat, which probably makes it not clean.
There's something to that. All right. So let's get to some of the things that are, I don't know, questionable in the news today here in the state of Florida. A lot of people are talking about today, if you're on the Twitterverse, because that's where the talk is, because the rest of us kind of know the story already, and maybe we have a lot of other things going on, but the Supreme Court Supreme Court made a big decision. State of Florida, Amendment 4. You all went out to your polling place in 2018. You voted. You said, you know what? We have compassion in the state for felons convicted felons who have done their time, who after doing the time have decided to come out of prison, and the first thing that's on their mind, the very first thing that they want to do is they step out from being a convicted felon and to taking that step into a brave new world for many is, I want to vote. And so because of the compassion that you have for convicted felons and those individuals who would like to reinstate their ability to vote, you, in 2018, Amendment 4, an amendment to the Constitution of the state of Florida, an amendment to the Constitution. Do you know how hard that is to do and how hard it is to get rid of? If there were errors or if you decided you wanted to change your mind on that? That, yes, we should do this. And the argument was that there were certain conditions that had to be met in order for these convicted felons to be able to vote. We're going to get to that in just a second. So I'm just trying to get the backstory in place because there's a lot to this. It's how disingenuous the left in this country is. And we're going to get into more detail coming up as well later on this morning. So you look on the Twitterverse and it's like, oh, look at this. What happened? The Supreme Court made a decision. The Supreme Court allows Florida to require ex-felons to repay fees before being allowed to register to vote. And people are like, well, what does that mean? Well, it depends on who you ask, because as you go down, you start to you realize where people stand. U.S. Supreme Court voted 6-3 to not take up a case against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis regarding 2018's Amendment 4. The case aimed to overturn state law requiring court fines be paid before convicted felons could legally vote. SCOTUS won't halt Florida's pay-to-vote system. Did you know we had a pay-to-vote system? I didn't know that. Well, apparently that's the way it's being described. It's not like that at all. Pay-to-vote system for those with prior felony convictions. Ginsburg, Sotomayor, and Kagan dissent. Supreme Court won't stop limits on voting in Florida by ex-felons. That's right, we're stopping people from voting. The Supreme Court held in place an order that blocks ex-felons in Florida from voting. Florida voted in 2018 to restore voting rights to 774,000 ex-felons. But the GOP Governor DeSantis added a rule making them pay court fees first. Critics call it a poll tax. Is that what's going on here? Is that what's happening? The answer is no. Now, this is the disingenuous media. This is the crazy left on Twitter. This is the social media universe that will take everything out of proportion and out of context to try to push an agenda on their side, only to come to find out that when you actually read the fine print, you realize that it's all a lie. All of it. But they don't care, because it's all about making sure that this president loses, and it's all about making sure that Democrats have a veto-proof majority and are able to control this country for years and decades to come. And there's a lot on that in the past 24 hours, because that's exactly what Joe Biden is going to do, and that's exactly what the left is going to do in this country if Joe Biden is president of the United States.
Not a joke.
What is that?
Not a joke.
Yeah. And that is to try to do everything they can and put in policies here in this country to make sure that Democrats will stay in power forever. It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
Not a joke.
Thank you. It's serious. So what's going on here with this decision? Okay. May I remind everybody who is listening to the sound of my voice and saying, wait a minute, Drew, hold on a second. What are you talking about with Amendment 4? We did vote so that felons, after serving their time, that they could step out of prison and be able to vote. We did vote for that. We are a compassionate people. We believe in second chances in this state. That's what this was all about. So what's going on? Why do they have to pay anything? Why do they have to pay restitution? They have to pay court fees before they're able to. Well, that seems so wrong. That's what you voted for. Do you even realize that? Do you realize that the audio I'm about to play for you, once again, that is so important, here in the state of Florida, was the lawyers for Amendment 4, the lawyers that were helping to go to the Supreme Court in the state of Florida to explain to the Supreme Court, to explain to everybody what had to be done before felons would have the right to vote in the state of Florida. Do you realize that they made the case that the way that this would happen would be by paying restitution, by paying court fees? They said it themselves. Listen carefully.
This includes completion of the terms of probation, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is, again, this is the Supreme Court asking the question and the lawyers answering the question. Yes.
It specifically includes all matters included in the sentence, including probation and parole. So that means all matters, anything that a judge puts in a sentence.
So it would also include the full payment of any fines?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. These are the lawyers. These are the ones that are arguing and explaining to those in the Supreme Court, in the House, to everybody that would listen, that in order for them to get their rights back, their voting rights, they have to pay. They made the case themselves. This isn't Governor DeSantis going, it's a poll tax. I want to make sure they pay. This wasn't anywhere in the amendment. As a matter of fact, I'm just putting it in there because I'm evil and mean and horrible, and I'm also associated with Donald Trump, so that makes us all evil. Do you see how crazy this is? This is nuts. This is the argument they made. They made it. The governor didn't do this. They did this. Again, in other ways.
You said that terms of sentence include fines and costs. Would it also include restitution when it was ordered to a victim?
Yes, sir.
If fines, costs, and restitution are a requirement, for those that want to vote, there's a big motivation to pay unpaid costs, fines, and restitution.
There's a big motivation to pay the fines and restitution, to pay all of this, because the motivation would be they are so desperate to get out there and vote again because they want that right back that they would be more than happy to pay for this. They made the case. Again, there's the audio. So the Florida Supreme Court heard the argument in 2018 before them that the Amendment 4 people and the lawyers that were representing Amendment 4 went to the Supreme Court in the state of Florida in 2018 and said to them, yes, in order for felons to get their rights to vote back, they were going to have to, and it's cool with them, and that was good. They understood that they were going to have to pay fees before voting. They were going to have to pay restitution. They were going to have to do this. So what ended up happening, everybody? When the Amendment 4 passed, they were all like, no, wait a minute. You can't make us pay. Hold on a second. You can't do that. So they went to court. So they said, no, we're going to sue over this because this is an outrage. This is like a poll tax. This is an outrage. The governor put this in there. No, he didn't. And so it went up to the Supreme Court, and yesterday the Supreme Court 6-3 said, no, we're not going to block it. We're going to leave everything the way it is. And the way it is in the amendment, which is, if you're a felon, convicted felon, and now you have paid your restitution, you've paid your court fees, everything that they argued, it's in the amendment, then yes, you'll be able to vote. And it was a fight against the amendment and in a fight against what they argued for to the Supreme Court now. That was stopped. And everybody's outraged. This is an outrage. How is this an outrage? This is what we voted for. And again, when you see these headlines, the state of Florida said they wanted felons to the rights, their right to vote. They wanted it back. That's what they voted for. And now you're taking it away. No. We voted for the amendment that clearly stated everything was in there. They argued the case in 2018. So now they want to change the rules. They want to move the goalpost. It's almost as if they knew this was going to happen all along. If we get it into the amendment, then we'll start to change things afterwards. We'll kind of tweak because we know it'll never go away. So we'll still get it. And the fascinating thing about felons and voting rights in the state of Florida, the one thing to me that is so fascinating is, how about some of the other rights that were taken away? Why are we not arguing right now and people stomping their feet for other rights that felons do not have, like the right to own a gun? Why are we not doing that? How come we don't have people right now saying that we need to make this part of the amendment? They should have the right to own a gun. I mean, Second Amendment, you believe in rights and giving them rights back, then why aren't we doing that as well? Ask yourself that question. So again, here's what's happening. The left moves the goalposts. The left will take and chip away and get what they can get, only to try to make it more expansive and bigger and argue points against the points that they made before, because that's never what they wanted. They wanted something else. Amendment 4 lawyers argued in 2018 that, yes, when we put this on the amendment and we put this to the people in the state of Florida, that, yes, they have to pay restitution. Yes, they're going to have to pay court fees. They're going to have to do all of these things. They're going to have to satisfy all of these things in order for them to vote. And everybody was like, cool, we're for that. We'll vote for that because we're compassionate. Only for them to turn around and groups to turn around and say, no, 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 you can't do. This is how they operate. And you shouldn't stand for it. And you shouldn't allow the Twitter keyboard cowboys and the media who says this is an outrage to have you fooled. Just don't be. It's outrageous. Oh, and there's more. Yeah, wait till you hear Kayleigh McEnany and CNN's Jim Acosta and what Jim Acosta did to Kayleigh McEnany and taking words out of context and kind of manipulating things to make the president, the administration look bad. You know how they do it. But they got called out. They won't apologize. So let's see about that coming up. We'll play that audio in just a bit. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along, streaming live on YouTube, Drew Steele Radio. Go to there and please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. Sabrina Katz has your traffic.
Good Friday morning. Traffic pretty busy this morning on Treeline heading southbound towards Daniels Parkway. Also westbound delay on Aligo towards Ben Hill. I-75 commuters, great right now heading to and from Lee and Collier. In Collier County, there is a slowdown just slightly on Airport Pulling Road heading south to Pine Ridge. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, everyone. Temperatures this afternoon peak near 92 degrees. Heat in the seas near 105. Showers and storms still scattered this afternoon, but they'll actually be coming in a little bit earlier than what we saw yesterday. So you can expect more areas of heavy rain at times, and that continues all the way through the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Rush Limbaugh.
Portland, Oregon has been the scene of violent protests for almost 2 straight months. This week, an anti-capitalist group calling themselves the Pacific Northwest Youth Liberation Front set up a so-called autonomous zone like the leftist crazies in Seattle did a few weeks ago. Now, nobody with any sense wants to risk their lives to go downtown. Businesses in Portland have suffered over $23 million in damages and counting. These vicious, violent, hate-filled anti-American protesters are also attacking federal buildings. Now, to protect this federal property, the Department of Homeland Security deployed federal agents to Portland. That has caused the mayor of Portland, Ted Wheeler, to go ballistic. Mayor Wheeler is blaming the federal agents for bringing violence to Portland streets. Well, all they've done is defend themselves when attacked by these worthless shreds of human debris anarchists. Mayor Wheeler is demanding that federal agents either stay inside their federal buildings or get the hell out of town. Now, this nutjob mayor also ordered the federal agents to clean the graffiti off of these buildings, graffiti that was put there by the violent anti-American, anti-capitalist rioters that Wheeler has allowed to control his city. Mayor Wheeler in Portland, like Mayor de Blasio in New York, is an abject idiot. It is amazing there are any businesses at all left in either city. And for how long will there be? CBD getting a lot of attention these days. Level Select CBD is a brand to watch from Cadenwood, the trusted leader in CBD. Their sports creams and roll-ons are great for pro athletes, amateurs, anybody trying to keep active. No matter what activity you engage in, you could use the relief Level Select CBD provides. Retired athletes like Steve Garvey and Carson Palmer use it every day. And now, PGA Tour champion Ricky Fowler has made Level Select CBD his brand of choice, too. They use it because it works, folks. Independently tested, 0% THC, made in the USA. Go to levelselectcbd.com, use the promo code CBD25 for 25% off any of their full line of CBD products. That's levelselectcbd.com, promo code CBD25, or dial pound 250 on your cell phone, say Level Select, and this offer will be sent right to your phone.
You will have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from Level Select.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel.
True Steel, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Chris Crowley is a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army Reserve and was deployed to the Middle East as part of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Chris has been awarded the Army Commendation Award 5 times, as well as numerous other awards, including the Army Meritorious Service Medal. When not defending us abroad, Chris was in Lee County, working as a prosecutor for 15 years, making sure justice was served for those who committed crimes. Now he's running to be your Republican Party state committeeman to represent our conservative pro-Trump principles to the Republican Party. As the Republican Party drifts away from our conservative principles, we need someone ready and able to stand up and fight for President Trump.
This is Chris Crowley. Unlike my opponent, Matt Caldwell, I proudly supported and voted for President Trump in 2016. We don't need another never-Trumper in office. We need a Republican state committeeman who will stand up and fight for our president. I'm asking for your vote in the August 18th Republican primary. Thank you. Paid for and approved by me, Chris Crowley, for Republican State Committeeman, the conservative choice for Lee County.
Visit Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
Summer is in full swing, and my friends Jason and Todd with the Diamond District are continuing to liquidate the largest selection of GIA and Forever Mark loose certified diamonds, engagement rings, and fashionable diamond jewelry.
For over 20 years, the Good Feet store has been helping people with foot pain get back to doing what they love without their feet getting in the way. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. I have my friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And Dave, you know, I love the selection of floor coverings you have at Floor Meisters. It's fantastic. I've been there myself, and my new home is beautiful with the carpets, Dreamweaver carpets. Can we talk about this, the selection, the durability?
Yes, it's called Twist-X. It's a 3-ply yarn. The carpet is very, very dense. It's so dense it even has a stair warranty on it, plus stain warranties. And this would be just perfect for Jake because it has a pet accident warranty.
There you go.
It will clean.
Right. Wow. That is interesting, the way the technology is on these Dreamweaver carpets. And you have quite a selection there, too, of course.
Yes, we do. We have 9 rolls, this in stock, but it's available in 13 patterns, 12 colors to a pattern. This stuff is beautiful. It's the hottest thing since sliced bread.
So you want to see it for yourself? Go to the Floor Meisters. You're going to really love it. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Give them a call, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Are you tired of a government for developers and special interest groups with a negative impact on our quality of life? My name is Nick Betos, and this is why I'm running for Lee County Commission, District 3. I was the first mayor of Estero and have been advocating for quality of life issues in Lee County for over 15 years. Our businesses and economy must have the support they need to recover from these trying times. Impact fees need to be reinstated to help build our roads, schools, and parks. Water quality must be our top priority. Mining expansion must be restricted. And the Conservation 2020 Fund must be used for what it was intended for, buying and preserving environmentally sensitive land. Remember to vote for Nick Betos on August 18th. Visit BetosForLeeCounty.com and Facebook at Betos for Lee County. Paid for by Nicholas Betos, Republican for Lee County Commission, District 3.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Now, This is a Wink News update.
This is Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Lee County deputies shot and killed a man at the Aloha Motel yesterday. It started as a welfare check, but that man came out at deputies with a gun and then they shot him. They performed CPR, but he later died. All deputies involved are now on paid administrative leave. A killer is still on the run this morning. Someone shot and killed a person near the Lani Kai on Fort Myers Beach Wednesday. Deputies say multiple shots were fired. Hotel officials say one of the people in the group with the victim is an employee. The Lani Kai says it's doing what it can to help the Lee County Sheriff's Office. The state attorney dropped charges against the man arrested for vandalizing the Robert E. Lee bust in downtown Fort Myers. The owners of the statue went to court hoping the state would elevate the case to a hate crime. A man's in custody this morning after deputies chased him through a Collier County neighborhood. It started as a disturbance involving a man banging on someone's car window. The chase ended when the suspect's car caught on fire outside that neighborhood. Florida can now enforce a law that keeps ex-felons from voting if they do not pay their court fees and fines. The unsigned order means this law will likely be in effect for the November election. It could affect thousands of people waiting to vote here in Southwest Florida. Next week, you'll have to wear a mask inside Publix stores. The store is joining several other retailers requiring face coverings. The company will put signs on entrance doors saying masks must be worn inside. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Good Friday morning. Traffic pretty busy this morning on Treeline heading southbound towards Daniels Parkway. Also westbound delay on Aligo towards Ben Hill. I-75 commuters, great right now, heading to and from Lee and Collier. In Collier County, there is a slowdown just slightly on Airport Pulling Road heading south to Pine Ridge. That trip to the Minute Traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, everyone. We made it to the end of the work week. Temperatures are going to reach close to 92 degrees this afternoon. Heat indices a little bit low. We're peaking near 105 as we'll have scattered showers and storms returning back to Southwest Florida, generally moving east to west. But today they happen a little bit earlier. So for those of you who do get caught in some of those areas of heavy rain, be prepared for frequent lightning and some gusty wind as well. More scattered showers and storms as we head all the way through the weekend and most of next week. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Get a 2020 GMC Yukon Denali with only 8,000 miles, like new, but for thousands less. Or a 2008 Kia Sorento SUV with only 43,000 miles for just $6,500. With over 300 vehicles, visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Today's radicalized Democrat Party is attempting to dismantle, disarm, and discredit our frontline heroes. We must fight to stop them before it's too late. But to do that, we cannot send more weak leaders to Washington. It takes a bold, unapologetic conservative to stand up to the liberal mob and protect the institutions that make America great. We can't give in, and we can't give up. I'm Dr. William Figglestaller, and I approve this message because I'm the America First conservative you can trust.
Paid for by William Figglestaller, Republican, House District 19.
Eating dinner in your underwear?
Hey, put some clothes on.
Taking cold showers every hour? Or pitching a tent in front of your refrigerator to stay cool. These are things you can do to beat the heat in your home or stay cool this summer the right way with a $69 AC tune-up with no breakdown guarantee. Visit FloridaCoolToday.com for details. Carrier, turn to the experts.
I'm Casey Askar. My family fled Christian persecution in Iraq. We found freedom in America where we can worship without fear. I joined the Marines to defend the country that gave us so much. But now, America is under attack. Our founders, our heroes, our faith. It's time to fight back. I'm Casey Askar, and I approve this message. I fought for my faith, my family, and my country, and I will fight for you.
Paid for by Casey Askar for Congress.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. There's the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. Always streaming live, well, as long as you subscribe. Streaming live on YouTube at Drew Steele Radio. That will allow us also to be on Facebook, too. So whichever one you enjoy, the key is to just please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we appreciate that. So you'll get an alert. You'll know we're on the air. You get to watch. We appreciate that on this Jake Day. Jake's got top button up, golf shirt, finally coiffed, ready to go, feeling good. It looks like he even shaved the 4 hairs there. Do you pluck them or shave them? What do you do with those?
I don't really have to do anything with
Okay, good. So it's a happy. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a happy Jake Day. For some, it's a little frustrating. For CNN's Jim Acosta, it is a frustrating day because it's another day of him being a part of the media, which you know what that means. It means he has to find new ways to spin lies that he can do so that people will try and he'll get people to hate the president even more that already hate him to begin with. But we got to keep that going because, 100% panic we have to have all the time. The panic merchants and the lying merchants, they have to continue to do that. What happened? I'll play the audio. We'll explain in just a second in case you missed it from yesterday. Trump County. How about this? Lee County should be renamed Trump County. Why? Because the cancel culture is coming for Southwest Florida sooner rather than later. They've been knocking at the door for the longest time saying that, Robert E. Lee, the bus downtown, we got to get rid of that. Any kind of paintings or any kind of reference to Lee County, to Lee has to be taken away. So let's get ahead of this. Is that what you want to do, cancel culture? I'll tell you what, we cancel you. As a matter of fact, we make the decisions around here. And the decision that we've made is, okay, we're going to get rid of the name Lee County and change it to Trump County. What do you say about that? So if you're on board with that, if you text the words Trump County to 239-479-5592, Jake will send you a link to our change.org page that we're trying to gather signatures. We're trying to get to 1,000 right now. We're pretty close, but with your help, we'll get over that today. And we want to get as many signatures as we possibly can as I explore how all of this would take place. And we'll have those and more in your support. And listen, we're going to have some fun with this, but we're also serious about doing this because if that's the world we live in now, where a few of the most vocal get to decide what the rest of the country does. The 2% now decide what the 98% have to do. No, we flip that around. We make those decisions. Thank you very much. So just text the word Trump County to 239-479-5592, and Jake will send you the link right now. All right, I want you to listen to this audio from yesterday. White House press briefing with Kayleigh McEnany. And the discussion came up once again about schools. And may I remind everybody that there's not one stitch of evidence that would show that schools are a dangerous place to be for anybody. But there's a lot of evidence to show, a lot of science and data, the things that libs care about, that would show that the amount of spreading from kids to adults, the number of kids that have died from COVID as opposed to other illnesses that they could get, well, it would show that the schools are not a bad place to be. Now, is anything 100%? No. Do you have concerns about bringing your kid to school? I'm sure you do. Do you have concerns about, if you're a teacher, maybe, of going back to the school? You might. But please make it based on evidence and data and science as opposed to emotion. And may I suggest school districts, Lee County, Collier County, I think that they're working on this. I hope that they're working on this, that we can make accommodations for everybody. Listen, in this world of Rona, we get it. The panic merchants have you believing that you can't even walk out your front door without wearing a mask, even though there isn't a person within 100 miles of you because, well, you know, panic, Rona, they go together. So we can make accommodations if you have a child that has a comorbidity, a condition that you're concerned about. By all means, we can find a way to teach that child with that condition until you feel safe enough to bring them to a school. Again, when you feel that it's a safe place to be, even though the evidence shows that it is, and we'll get to that in a second. We can find an accommodation for everything. It doesn't have to be one way or the what is it? The one way or the highway? Is that, or is it my way or the highway? One way? It doesn't have to be just one way. You go, you don't. No. There are options. We can do accommodations. Like we could do accommodations for everything, like healthcare. But of course, we're not allowed to talk about that. Pre-existing conditions. What are you going to do about that? We can make accommodations. Yeah, we can. If we could spend trillions of dollars to battle this, we certainly can figure out a way, logically, to handle that as well on the healthcare side. But I'm digressing. Okay. So what are we talking about? Kayleigh McEnany being asked about schools, being asked about the safety of teachers and students going back to school. And so someone asks...
Well, we're seeing more school districts, at least in Virginia, for example, last night, deciding to go online only. What does the president say to parents out there who are now going, okay, what do I do with my kids?
All right, so there are school districts that are saying we're just going online only. The president's saying, listen, you should all go back into school. Well, what do you say to those parents? Now, I would say, now this is not Kayleigh McEnany, but I would say, well, that district made the choice. Some districts won't make that choice. If that's the choice that they made, then by all means you can complain if you want to get back into a school situation, which the evidence would show would be the right way to go. But if that's what we're dealing with the district, it's about the education of kids. It's about keeping their education going. We can't hold back their education. And so Kayleigh McEnany to that says...
Yeah, the president has said unmistakably that he wants schools to open. And I was just in the Oval talking to him about that. And when he says open, he means open and full, kids being able to attend each and every day at their school. The science should not stand in the way of this.
Oh, what did she say? The what?
The science should not stand in the way of this.
The science should not stand in the way of this. So, Jake, that means she's saying the science says that they shouldn't go back to school. But the president says that they should, even though the science would say that. No, that's not what she's talking about because you want to listen to the rest in context. But no. Jim Acosta just heard those words, got what he wanted right out the gate, and ran out and started to tweet about this. The White House press secretary on Trump's push to reopen schools, quote, the science should not stand in the way of this. Really, did you know that got 30,000 retweets? 30,000 retweets, those 30,000 people, and 97,000 had a chance to like what Jim Acosta said. Even though if you let the rest of the audio play out, you may realize something quickly. Let's put it all in context and see exactly what she says.
Yeah, the president has said unmistakably that he wants schools to open. And I was just in the Oval talking to him about that. And when he says open, he means open and full, kids being able to attend each and every day at their school. The science should not stand in the way of this. And as Dr. Scott Atlas said, I thought this was a good quote. Of course we can do it. Everyone else in the Western world, our peer nations, are doing it. We are the outlier here. The science is very clear on this, that, for instance, you look at the JAMA pediatric study of 46 pediatric hospitals in North America that said the risk of critical illness from COVID is far less for children than that of seasonal flu. The science is on our side here, and we encourage for localities and states to just simply follow the science, open our schools. It's very damaging to our children. There's a lack of reporting of abuse. There's mental depressions that are not addressed, suicidal ideations that are not addressed when students are not in school. Our schools are extremely important. They're essential, and they must reopen.
Okay. When you put it all in context, you have two choices. Actually, three choices. She said a million times over, the science is on our side. The science that pediatrics and others are talking about that say that the school is a safe place to be. It's safer. It's safer for the kids to be in the school than for them to not be in the school, where there are a lot of problems. The anxiety, parents not going to work, parents having to figure out what they're going to do because the kids are not in school. The idea that the science and the data shows that in Germany and other countries who have actually had kids go back to school, the data and the science that I read to you a couple of days ago that shows that there is no large super spreader situation with kids spreading to adults or anything like that. The numbers that even at Fox News that were discussed in specifics about exactly what the numbers show, case studies that she talked about in the science is very clear in what that science looks like. Breaking that down, and we'll get to that in just a second. But you have two choices. You can either say that she made a misstep, that she didn't mean that she meant to say that the science is on their side, but unfortunately she said the science isn't on our side, but she meant it is. And went on for another minute after that to show that that was the case. That she said the science of the children not being at school is the risk. Not listening to the science, and then you're trying to massage or she was just flat out wrong, and everything stops at that moment. And she said it, the science disproving it, even though afterwards she said the science proves it. Do you see the confusion? Do you see how this would work? Do you see how people could, like CNN, make this a breaking news moment?
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
It's a bombshell. Completely taking her out of context. Even though afterwards she's talking about the strong stance of science that would suggest that kids should be back in school. And it could be confusing because there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear out there. There are teachers, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're a teacher. Are you prepared to go to school? Are you excited to go to school? Are you excited to get the kids back to school? You personally being in that environment? Or are you like, heck no, I'm not going? I mean, I would love to hear from you this morning, 239-479-5592. But again, when you see what Jim Acosta and the media and everybody jumped on was that moment in time, not taking it into context, the whole thing that would show that she was talking about the science being on their side to go back to school. So even if it was a slip up, if you believe that it was just a simple slip, you could have followed up as a good journalist and say, we just want to be clear on this. You just said this, but what do you mean? And she could have said, no, it was just a slip. What I meant was, and in a good, honest, wholesome world, that's what you would do. But we don't live in that world because we've got a crazy left-wing media that doesn't want anything to do with anything positive coming out of the White House. It's all about the destruction of this president and this White House. And so any chance to jump seems crazy. All right. Let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
A crash in North Fort Myers at Bayshore Road and Ixora Drive is not slowing traffic as of right now, but this is to the east of Business 41, so definitely a tap on those brakes as you're heading towards Coon Road. Traffic slowing southbound on 31 to Palm Beach Boulevard, off and on slowdowns as well on Palm Beach west to Broadway Street heading towards Alva. And commuters in Lehigh, we are backed up on 82 west of Sunshine and Gunnery, no surprise. Lee Boulevard still a fast option. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, everyone. Temperatures this afternoon peak near 92 degrees. Heat in the seas near 105. Showers and storms still scattered this afternoon, but they'll actually be coming in a little bit earlier than what we saw yesterday. So you can expect more areas of heavy rain at times, and that continues all the way through the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's Pest Prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Lower taxes, debt reduction, increased reserves. That's what Kevin Ruane did as mayor of Sanibel. Now Kevin Ruane is running for District 1 on the Lee County Commission. An accountant and businessman, Kevin Ruane knows what it takes to balance a budget and has the record to prove it. Kevin cut Sanibel's taxes by 26% and reduced debt by 80%, all while increasing the city's reserve funds. Now, more than ever, Lee County needs a strong conservative that knows how to run a business and isn't afraid to make the tough decisions to get our economy back on track. We need Kevin Ruane on the County Commission, guiding the way to job creation and financial stability as our economy recovers from the coronavirus crisis. Kevin will bring his 40 years of business experience and his proven record of results to the County Commission to lead the charge in the tough times that lie ahead. Let's put Kevin Ruane to work for us. Vote for Kevin Ruane for Lee County Commissioner. Paid by Kevin Ruane, Republican, for Lee County Commissioner, District 1.
The Lee County Supervisor of Elections Office is currently hiring poll workers. If you would like to be part of the elections process, we need your help. All poll workers are paid for their service. For more information, visit the Lee County Supervisor of Elections Office website at lee.vote. That's lee.vote. Remember, all poll worker positions are paid, and the positions available are for the upcoming August primary and November general election.
You know the problem in Washington? Too many politicians are full of should. They should keep promises, should serve the people, should avoid corruption. But when it's time to deliver, it's just a load of should. Then along comes Donald J. Trump, and the DC insiders, they lose their should. Byron Donalds is a lot like Trump that way. Donalds is willing to shake things up. You could take Trump's word for it.
I want to thank Representative Donalds. He's got a tremendous future ahead of him.
Now Byron Donalds is running for Congress. Donalds fought for low taxes in Tallahassee. He'll keep fighting to protect your paycheck in Congress. Donalds backs term limits. And Donalds stands with Trump to defend our police. Conservative Republican Byron Donalds for Congress. He'll make a difference in Washington. No should. Paid for by Club for Growth Action. Clubforgrowthaction.org and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list, and in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Gary, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License CCC 133-1790. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steve.
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Today is...
What was that? You want to try that again?
Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steve.
If you're trying to figure out what someone said because you couldn't understand them while they were wearing their COVID-19 mask, now there's the Mumble Mask Translator. Just point it in the direction of the person mumbling through their mask, and you'll understand what they said instantly in a hospital.
Are my test results back?
The Mumble Mask Translator works in every situation, like an assisted living facility.
I think you need a hearing test.
It even translates when you go through a drive-thru.
Ornsing Muller sends Merble Flamavanil for Murd.
The Mumble Mask Translator. Get yours today so you can understand what the hell people are saying.
All right. Enough of that. Quickly, Brian's of Fort Myers. Hey, Brian.
Hi, Drew. To piggyback on what you said before you went to break,
yeah,
Biden's always says they believe in truth and not facts. But to my point is what I'm not anti-mask, but I don't wear it. But here's why I'm standing up against it.
Okay,
is that how the world's going now? You will do what they tell you. You can have your guns, fine, keep your guns. Now we'll go after the bullets. You can have the Washington Redskins, fine, but now we'll go after Federal Express, Nike, and Dick's Sporting Goods, and we'll put pressure on them, and you will change your name eventually. You will put a mask on, or you can't go to Publix, Walmart, all these other places. You will do what they tell you one way or another. That's how you're going to do it. And it says, "Don't tread on me." It just gets so.
I understand.
Do it.
Brian. Well, listen, Brian. We got to run. The music's playing, and we got to run. And I appreciate the call, but I know there are a lot of people that feel the same way as Brian. We'll talk more about this coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Don't walk, run to Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. New SUVs, just $199 per month. Galliana Kia is desperate for used cars, so we'll buy your car for cash. No questions asked. High mileage, cosmetic issues. We don't care. Galliana Kia needs your trade-in more, so we'll flat out give you more. Over mileage on your lease or upside down in your loan, Galliana Kia can get you out of your old car and into a new Kia for less. 2020 Kia Sorento SUV lease, $249 per month. 2020 Kia Sportage lease, just $199 per month. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. If you got $500 down and make at least $2,000 per month, our lenders can get you approved. But hurry, when 200 new Kias are sold, this sale is over. Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
36 month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $24.99 to assign, plus tax, title, dealer, and acquisition fee. Zero security deposit, lender approval expires month end.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. My friends at Zero Res Carpet and Tile Cleaning want to let you know, look, your safety and your family's safety is their top priority. In the light of the current health and safety concerns, Zero Res wants to let you know about some of the procedures and preventative measures for added protection. Practicing safe social distancing while in your home. You can even leave or stay in another room and they can communicate with you by phone. How cool is that? Cleaning and disinfecting all equipment with EPA-registered disinfectants between each job. The techs are wearing gloves and booties. They're supplementing the supply of products that are EPA approved to clean and disinfect hard surfaces, and as an added preventive measure, and no additional fee, they're going to treat doorknobs with the EPA approved hospital grade disinfecting products. Look, the top priority is to create peace of mind by providing people with healthy, safe, clean home and work environments, and they're going to continue to do just that through this difficult time. Give them a call at 239-932-9376. That's 239-932-9376 or online at ZeroResSWFL.com. Spell it backwards or forwards, it still spells the same. ZEROREZ.
Hi, I'm Jim Levins, and I'm running for Lee County Sheriff.
For more than 30 years, I've served on the front lines of law enforcement, all right here in Lee County. Now, as radicalized Democrats attempt to open our borders, destroy our churches, and defund the police, it is more important than ever to have a pro-cop, pro-Trump, pro-law and order sheriff who won't give in to the liberal mob and who will fight for you each and every day. That's exactly who I am, and that's exactly what I'll do. I'm Jim Levins, running for Lee County Sheriff, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Jim Levins, Republican for Lee County Sheriff.
Eating dinner in your underwear?
Hey, put some clothes on.
Taking cold showers every hour? Or pitching a tent in front of your refrigerator to stay cool. These are things you can do to beat the heat in your home or stay cool this summer the right way with a $69 AC tune-up with no breakdown guarantee. Visit FloridaCoolToday.com for details. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Daily coronavirus cases in the U.S. have more than doubled in 3 weeks to more than 77,000, according to the Johns Hopkins University count. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says he doesn't want to order shutdowns.
The governor offered this thinly veiled warning.
A lockdown is the last thing that we need in the state of Texas if everyone will adopt the best practice of wearing a face mask.
Now, the governor also announced another ramp-up of testing. He said kits are being distributed to nursing homes. Doing that will help free up private laboratories to kick out tests faster.
Rudy Koski with Fox 7 Austin. The president's niece is now a best-selling author.
Simon & Schuster says Mary Trump's book, Too Much and Never Enough, has sold nearly 950,000 copies, a record for the company. It outpaced sales of former National Security Advisor John Bolton's book, The Room Where It Happened. Judges denied requests to keep both books from coming out.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Stadium Dry Cleaners. Online at stadiumdrycleaners.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
This is Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Lee County deputies shot and killed a man at the Aloha Motel yesterday. It started as a welfare check, but that man came out at deputies with a gun and then they shot him. They performed CPR, but he later died. All deputies involved are now on paid administrative leave. A killer is still on the run this morning. Someone shot and killed a person near the Lani Kai on Fort Myers Beach Wednesday. Deputies say multiple shots were fired. Hotel officials say one of the people in the group with the victim is an employee. The Lani Kai says it's doing what it can to help the Lee County Sheriff's Office. The state attorney dropped charges against the man arrested for vandalizing the Robert E. Lee bust in downtown Fort Myers. The owners of the statue went to court hoping the state would elevate the case to a hate crime. A man's in custody this morning after deputies chased him through a Collier County neighborhood. It started as a disturbance involving a man banging on someone's car window. The chase ended when the suspect's car caught on fire outside that neighborhood. Florida can now enforce a law that keeps ex-felons from voting if they do not pay their court fees and fines. The unsigned order means this law will likely be in effect for the November election. It could affect thousands of people waiting to vote here in Southwest Florida. Next week, you'll have to wear a mask inside Publix stores. The store is joining several other retailers requiring face coverings. The company will put signs on entrance doors saying masks must be worn inside. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash in North Fort Myers at Bayshore Road and Ixora Drive is not slowing traffic as of right now, but this is to the east of Business 41, so definitely a tap on those brakes as you're heading towards Coon Road. Traffic slowing southbound on 31 to Palm Beach Boulevard. Off and on slowdowns as well on Palm Beach west to Broadway Street heading towards Alva. And commuters in Lehigh, we are backed up on 82 west of Sunshine and Gunnery. No surprise, Lee Boulevard still a fast option. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, everyone. We made it to the end of the work week. Temperatures are going to reach close to 92 degrees this afternoon. Heat indices a little bit lower, peaking near 105, as we'll have scattered showers and storms returning back to Southwest Florida, generally moving east to west. But today they happen a little bit earlier, so for those of you who do get caught in some of those areas of heavy rain, be prepared for frequent lightning and some gusty wind as well. More scattered showers and storms as we head all the way through the weekend and most of next week. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Take right all along to another level. Rename Lee County Trump County. Let your voice be heard at 925foxnews.com.
Want to talk about Stadium Dry Cleaners, my good friends. They are great people there. I've been going to Stadium Dry Cleaners, I'm telling you, for as long as I can remember. And you may know Larry Rose. Now, Larry is an experienced SEC and NFL referee. Well, I know Larry has a fantastic dry cleaner and a great businessman. Look, you're going to love Stadium Dry Cleaners. They have discounts for our first responders and seniors. They have multiple locations near Publix at Daniels Crossing in Fort Myers, the Gateway Trade Center in Fort Myers, and the Elegant Image Dry Cleaners next to Walgreens on Del Prado in Cape Coral. They are Lee County's leading dry cleaner since 1988. With 30 years of experience in Lee County, I'm telling you, I trust my family's dry cleaning to Larry and the team at Stadium Dry Cleaners. So will you visit them? Visit stadiumdrycleaners.com and look for their monthly specials for great savings.
One thing we've all learned from this devastating pandemic is that preparedness provides protection. Hurricane forecasters are calling for an above-average season this year. So now is the time to take steps to protect your home from Mother Nature's worst. Hi, I'm Keith from Storm Shield. Our mission at Storm Shield is to provide the very best storm protection available and to make the process as easy as possible. Don't take it from me, though. Listen to what our customers say or check out our testimonials online at stormshieldSWFL.com.
Yes, my name is Dwayne Channel. Storm Shield Windows, they were the only company that had the hurricane windows that we were looking for. Our best decision we made was purchasing Storm Shield Windows.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldswfl.com.
Who is Adam Botana? He's running trashy negative ads, but it's all a distraction. Botana is desperate to hide the fact that he has zero accomplishments. He's just a liberal living at his parents' place following the Pelosi playbook. With a history of failing to pay taxes, liberal Botana is for sale, taking money from his big sugar buddies, even taking $10,000 into his dark money committee from a Democrat. Arrested for DUI, cited by police 7 times over 7 years, liberal Botana is reckless. Adam Botana, desperate, for sale, reckless, liberal. But Jason Mon is a proven Trump conservative with a solid record fighting for conservative causes, like enforcing immigration laws and protecting the Second Amendment. And Jason Mon is leading the fight to rebuild our economy and keep our water clean. Jason Mon, candidate, House District 76, a Trump conservative, a proven leader. Sponsored by Friends of Jason Mon PC.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Streaming live on YouTube. We would appreciate that you would subscribe to the channel, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Thank you very much. Also, to text the words Trump County to 239-479-5592, Trump County, because the cancel culture, ultimately, they never give up, everybody, and they will be at Lee County's door. And I'm just telling you, if they're going to be at the door and you're going to have weak-kneed politicians that are going to acquiesce to, and I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you never know, because you know how the cancel culture works. When they press and press and press and press, and you just make it go away. They want to change the name of the county. We got to get Robert E. Lee. We got to get rid of the name of the county. Okay, I've got a petition going on right now. We'll change the name of Lee County to Trump County. How about that? You want to go there? We'll go there. So you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/925 Fox News. Right there, you see the president's face, Trump County, Florida. If you click on it, that will take you to the change.org website where we're gathering up signatures. We're really close to 1,000, so keep going. Just keep it up. The more, the better. And if you want Jake to send you a link to the change.org page, just text the words Trump County to 239-479-5592. He'll send you a link so you can sign up right now. All right, speaking of right now, here in the state of Florida, we're hearing hysteria. This is awful. Breaking news, the Supreme Court held in place an order that blocks ex-felons in Florida from voting. Florida voted in 2018 to restore voting rights to 774,000 ex-felons, but GOP Governor DeSantis added a rule making them pay court fees first. Critics call it a poll tax. Hey, is that what's going on here? Let's talk to Jonathan Martin. Jonathan Martin is joining us right now. As you know, he's the chair of the Lee County Republican Party, and I wonder if he has a thing or two to say about this. I know he does, because we've talked about this before. Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
Hey, Drew. I'm good. Good morning.
Is this stuff is this driving you crazy? I mean, it's driving me crazy every time I hear about this, and if we can just have some honest reporting on things, we might be able to get down to the bottom of it. But let's dig in anyway. So what about this, Jonathan? Can you expand on what we have that has taken place and what has been going on?
Well, Drew, my first rub with this issue is if any listener, anybody who's concerned about the issue wants to do some research on it, you're not going to find any facts when you look at any of the news stories that pop up on a Google search. If you type in Amendment 4, if you type in voting rights in Florida, you're not going to find anything but opinions and people complaining about how Republicans are trying to disenfranchise voters. You got to actually go to the documents. You got to read the documents that were issued by the court if you want to have any idea of what's going on. Unfortunately, there's just not a whole lot of information out there. So I want to try to break it down and explain what's going on. In the United States, no matter where you live, unless you live in Washington, D.C., there are two constitutions that govern your activities and govern the laws. So in Florida, we have the U.S. Constitution, and we also have to follow the Florida Constitution.
Right.
And I think you have to have that basic understanding before you can even move forward and find out, why are we having a problem? What's the problem with Amendment 4? What's the problem with the statute, the enabling statute that the legislature passed in 2019? And when you start to understand that there's two different constitutions, they both play with each other, you might actually start to see that the people who shoved Amendment 4 down our throats weren't entirely honest with us and weren't entirely honest with what they were doing back in the 2018 election. Let me explain.
Yeah.
And I don't feel free to cut in. I don't want to go too much.
No, because and don't forget, I'm going to help make your point in a minute as you start to make it, because I have the audio of the lawyers who went before the Supreme Court in the state of Florida to make the case and made it clear what their intentions were. So to your point, go ahead, and then I'm going to help to reinforce it with the actual audio. So go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So the people who drafted Amendment 4 knew what they were doing. They were lawyers. They had been to law school. They passed the bar. They know that there's two constitutions. What they tried to do was trick the Florida voter into thinking that as long as an individual had completed their sentence, done everything correctly, including paying all of their fines, or what the courts refer to as the LFOs, the legal financial obligation, that then they would have the right to vote again. But those same lawyers that drafted Amendment 4 knew that under the U.S. Constitution, nobody could be discriminated against in voting based on their financial obligation to pay a poll tax. The 24th Amendment was passed to prevent that from taking place. And nobody could be discriminated against. So what they intentionally did was lie to not just the Florida Supreme Court justices when they tried to put this measure on the ballot, but they lied to the individuals. They lied to you. They lied to me. They lied to all the listeners. And that right there is why there is this legal battle that's going up to the U.S. Supreme Court, and it's bouncing around between the district courts and the circuits. Not in state court. The state of Florida, the Florida Supreme Court has declared the law, the enabling statute, constitutional. There's no question that what was enacted in 2019 is constitutional under Florida law.
Right.
But now we're in the federal system, and the state of Florida has to explain to the federal system why that enabling statute meets the federal constitutional requirements.
And so just so you understand, by the way, Jonathan Martin joining us right now. He's the chair of the Lee County Republican Party. We're talking about the Supreme Court that now has made this awful ruling held in place in order that blocks ex-felons in Florida from voting. It's the evil GOP Governor DeSantis made them added this rule that they had to pay. He did it. It's the evil governor. And of course, by default, Jonathan, that's the evil president of the United States. We got to vote them all out is what we got to do here in the state of Florida. Hold on. Now, to Jonathan's point, how were we duped? And just so people understand, when we talk about constitutional amendments, it's a big deal. It's a really big deal. And we'll get to that in just a second. Listen to the audio. These are the lawyers for Amendment 4 that stepped up to the Supreme Court here in the state of Florida, when making the case for Amendment 4 and how it was to be laid out, to the slick lawyers, as Jonathan was describing how they did this, listen carefully to the arguments that they made.
This includes completion of the terms of probation, right?
Yes, sir. It specifically includes all matters included in the sentence, including probation and parole. So that means all matters, anything that a judge puts in a sentence.
So it would also include the full payment of any fines?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and they've done, and they did it multiple times. Like the Supreme Court kept trying to clarify this, and multiple times they laid it out exactly like that. That's the actual audio. Now, having said that, two things are at play, and I'm going to get to you, Jonathan, in just a second, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. But the first thing is this. The Florida citizen who, in their heart, has the compassion to understand that if there is a felon that has done their time and paid their restitution and has paid the LFOs you described, that if they've paid this debt to society, that as compassionate people, we looked and said, yes, if they stepped out of a prison and the first thing on their mind was, man, I can't wait to vote, then by all means, as compassionate people, that's what we were thinking at the time. Unfortunately, there are others that had something else in mind. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's entirely fair. And Drew, I was a prosecutor, and there were many times where I would present an option to a defendant, especially when a victim was involved in a case. If they had burglarized somebody, if they had robbed somebody, stolen something of theirs. A lot of times, drug addicts will fall into this category of crime. They go and steal somebody's jewelry, go pawn it. Now somebody's lost their money, they've lost their valuables. So you offer an option. You say you can go to prison for a certain period of time, or because the victim wants to get their money back, the victim is okay with you staying on probation. The victim is okay with you paying a fine and then paying them back over the course of your probationary period. And if you do that, you will successfully complete your probation. So that right there goes to the heart of what we're dealing with. If you haven't actually paid the victim back for your crime, on what planet can somebody even with a straight face argue that you completed your sentence and that you're no longer required to sit out an election? If you get a speeding ticket, Drew, and you refuse to pay your fine for a speeding ticket, if you go 1 mile an hour over the speed limit and you get a ticket, you can have your license suspended and you're privileged to drive simply for not paying a small fine. If you've been convicted of a felony, which is a much higher standard to be convicted of a felony in criminal court than convicted for speeding in civil court or a civil hearing. If you've been convicted of a felony and you haven't paid your fine or you haven't paid the restitution to the victim, we're on a completely different planet than these lawyers for the Amendment 4 process who think that it's okay to argue with a straight face that your sentence is completed.
Yeah. And then the second part of this, Jonathan, and I'll throw this out there as well, is I'm fascinated that the Amendment 4 lawyers were fighting so hard, and those that fought so hard for Amendment 4, standing up for the rights of individuals who have paid their dues to society and have gone through the process and fighting for their voting rights. I find it interesting that nobody is standing up and fighting for some other rights that they might like to have constitutionally, like their rights to own a gun. Why are they not demanding that they have those rights back as well? And maybe even some others. It's kind of curious.
You're absolutely right. And as most people know who have filled out a job application, one of the first questions on that job application is, are you a convicted felon? If the goal is to reintroduce convicted felons who have paid their penalty to society, to get them back into society, to make them productive, to make them a part of the decision-making process, then there's a whole lot of other issues out there besides just completely ignoring somebody's financial responsibility going forward.
Yeah. Oh, I hear a little baby in the background.
Yeah, he just woke up.
And he wakes up to the sound of Daddy's voice talking about Amendment 4 and politics. How nice is that?
You know, Drew, that's a good point. This isn't just about us. It's not just about what we're doing here for our lives and making sure that we win the next election. It's about the future. Yeah. And we got to make sure we leave this country in a better place, and that the laws make sense, that the laws are predictable, that our kids will know how to go forward, how to make decisions based on a law that everybody understands.
Yes. And Jonathan, we're good people. The good people of Florida, with compassion and understanding, listen and look at situations and want to do what's right. And unfortunately, there are individuals who will take advantage of people with that goodness and that compassion for human beings, and will look at individuals that way and say, we have the compassion, and they will take advantage, and it's disgusting. It's wrong. And you could take that to a lot of different places in life. All right, it sounds like you need to run because you got a baby to take care of, and I don't want to keep you from that. But we'll talk about this more. There's a lot. Yeah, you can go ahead. Babies take priority. Babies take priority. Go. All right, Jonathan.
Thanks, Drew.
See you soon. All right, there he goes, Jonathan Martin, chair of the Lee County Republican Party. When that baby's up, you run. Come on, you bounce. That's it. That's what the kids say, right? You bounce.
Yeah, we say that one actually. That's a good one.
I got one right?
That's a good one.
Hey, we need to bounce right now, right? And go to commercial and do Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. And let's have caller number 5 right now at 239-479-5592. We would love to have you call and play Drew's College. Let's have a little bit of fun up next, right now on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along. And we would love to have you also subscribe to the YouTube channel, Drew Steele Radio. It's free. You just click the subscribe button. That's all there is to it, and it keeps us going here so that you can watch the program as well. We appreciate it. All right. Sabrina Katz has your traffic.
A crash in Lehigh Acres at Sarah and Lee Boulevard is slowing traffic westbound to the west of Sunshine. Sunshine congested as well, heading southbound towards Lee. 82 is actually back up to speed, so if you're heading to Gunnery Road, it should only take you about 3 minutes from Sunshine Boulevard. And the Daniels Extension finally looking like a great commute heading towards I-75. There's a little slow traffic still happening on Ortiz heading north to MLK Boulevard. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, everyone. Temperatures this afternoon peak near 92 degrees, heat indices near 105. Showers and storms still scattered this afternoon, but they'll actually be coming in a little bit earlier than what we saw yesterday, so you can expect more areas of heavy rain at times, and that continues all the way through the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Join the movement. Rename Lee County Trump County. 925foxnews.com. And sign your name today.
Businesses are starting to bounce back. But what if you could do better than that? What if you could adapt, deliver, and succeed in new ways with new customers? At Comcast Business, we're committed to helping you not just bounce back, but bounce forward. That's why we're offering powerful and reliable internet and voice, now for only $35 each a month when you buy both and sign up for EcoBill and AutoPay with a 2-year agreement. It'll help you stay ahead with a network you can count on, stay connected with 24/7 support, and thrive with flexible solutions that work wherever you are. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go online today to find out more. Comcast Business. Offer ends 8/21/2020. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits internet and 1 voice mobility line. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill and AutoPay required. Equipment, installation, taxes, and fees extra. Subject to change.
I'm Mike Gillimbardo. I'm running to represent you in Florida's House of Representatives. I grew up right here in Cape Coral. It's where I went to school, learned to play football, and it's the place I called home while fighting in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Now, it's where I'm raising my family and operating my businesses. President Trump and our freedoms are under attack, and we need strong conservatives in Tallahassee. I fought for you on the battlefield. Now I'm ready to fight for you in Florida's capital. My faith in God and belief in individual liberties have always been a guiding force in my life. Whether on the battlefields of Iraq or fighting for our conservative values at home, I'm passionate about protecting our way of life. My name is Mike Gillimbardo. I'm a husband, father, combat veteran, and business owner. I'm running for the Florida House to fight for our Constitution, to defend our borders, and to stand with President Donald Trump to rebuild the greatest economy in the history of our nation. I'm Mike Gillimbardo, and I'm asking for your vote. Paid by Mike Gillimbardo, Republican, for the Florida House.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Robert. Robert's in Fort Myers. How do I know? Because here he is. Say, Robert.
Hey, Drew. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD, and your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Robert, in 2002, who was the vice president of the United States in 2002? 2002, the president was George Bush. Was Bush in?
Yeah, the vice.
Heavy set guy.
I want to say Dick Cheney.
That's it. That's the guy. That's the guy. You got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
All right, you got an associate's. See if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. How many senators do we have total? How many do we have?
50.
I know we have 100. 100 senators. 100. All right. Well, let's try this one for your bachelor's degree. Who was the only president to serve more than 2 terms? Was it George Washington, Ulysses S. Grant, or Franklin Roosevelt?
Franklin Roosevelt.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. John Glenn. John Glenn was the first to do this. Was he the first to run the Postal Service, orbit the Earth, or order on Amazon?
Orbit the Earth.
That is correct, sir. All right, well, good for you. You got yourself a master's degree today on Drew's College, so congratulations to you. You'll have a diploma that will prove as much, and you get to hold on right now and speak to Jake the Millennial because he will tell you all about how you'll get that and prizes in the world of Rona. So lots of fun there. So stay there, okay?
Thanks, Drew.
I hope it's not too confusing, but and sir, I believe you were right all along.
Yes, thank you. You too.
Well, except for once. But it was a small little question. Okay, stay right there. All right, does that sound good? So he got himself a master's degree today on Drew's College. Very nice. All right, do we have enough time to take a call, or do we need to go to break? We do have enough time to take a call? All right, so let's do this. Steve's in Cape Coral. Hey, Steve.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
I was just saying it's kind of confusing, all this stuff that's going on with the felons being able to vote.
Mm-hmm.
I did that years ago through executive clemency, and I got not only my right to vote, but my right to carry, and I pretty much got all of my rights back. You know, I just had to go through the executive clemency board underneath the governor in Tallahassee.
So why do you suppose then we're going through all of this then, Steve?
It doesn't make any sense. I didn't understand it back when it happened.
Maybe because there are people, let's just say, that don't want individuals to have to go through all that you had to go through. And as a matter of fact, that maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some people whose it's not the first thing on their mind is getting that right to vote back. But there are some people that want them to think that should be the very first thing that they think of once out of prison. And maybe there's a motivation to that. I'm just throwing some ideas out there, Steve. I'm not saying that's the case, but.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and yes, Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting. I love these guys. I love the company. I can tell you personally, I've used them multiple times over 7 or 8 years. A company that's been in Southwest Florida since 2001. The great staff, the way they communicate, every idea that my wife had that she wanted to do with regard to painting and contracting, boom, just like that, they were on it. So what can they handle? How about anything to do with restoration or repair, coatings? Like the coating in my garage is amazing. They do over 700 clients annually. You don't have to take my word for it. They're one of the highest reviewed contractors for what they do, maintaining 4.9 to 5 stars, and I can see why. So you're thinking about a repaint, you're thinking about your garage floor, you're thinking about some remodeling. I'm telling you, Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting. So give them a call today, 239-872-2559. That's 239-872-2559. See the experience that I have had with Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting, and you will say it as well. They are the best.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. 2 years ago, I asked you to trust me with your vote to be your voice in the state capitol. I told you that I would not let you down, and I haven't. I voted to ban sanctuary cities and to give the governor the power to remove any elected official who who provide sanctuary to illegal aliens. I voted to strip away anti-free market regulations that grant monopolies to the healthcare industrial complex. I supported teacher pay raises, and I'm proud to say that I was the leading co-sponsor on the bill to prevent minors from getting abortions without their parents' knowledge. As rioters march across the country and socialists attempt to overthrow our government, we need leaders tough enough to protect our freedoms, secure our communities, and rebuild our economy. I'm Spencer Roach, and you can trust me to stand up and fight for our liberty, protect our history, and maintain law and order. And that's why I'm asking for your vote. Paid for by Spencer Roach, Republican for Florida House, District 79.
Well, hey, everybody there on YouTube and Facebook. It's good to see you, and glad you all are commenting. I decided to chime in right now just to say hi because I'm looking at some of the messages that are popping up on Facebook and YouTube, and I think it's pretty funny. CN250 said, you need to do something during the commercials. You're sitting there, it's just stupid. All right, so I'm talking to you now. Am I still stupid for sitting here? See, that's funny. It's funny you say that, CN250, because I was getting messages from people before saying that they didn't like when I did this. That they would rather see the background than to see this. And you said I look stupid, sitting here doing nothing. So I take your point into consideration, and I take others as well. So, I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys on Facebook and YouTube what you'd like to see better. Do you want to see this? Or do you want to see the stupid guy sitting here doing stupid stuff? So that's really up to you. Let's see. Do you want to see? Here, there it is. There. Yeah. You need to do something on YouTube during commercials. You're just sitting there. You look stupid. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's see. Some other things. Jason says, my daughter wants to go back to school. She doesn't like the online classes at all. We talked about schools this morning, and I just brought up the fact that we can have accommodations. We can have accommodations for everybody. It doesn't have to be one size or one way fits all. If you're concerned, then we'll find accommodations. If you want to go back into the classroom, great. So we can do both. All right. Let's see. Some of the comments on. Stephanie Barrett thinks that it's great, the idea of changing Lee County to Trump County to get ahead of the cancel culture. Harold Love said John Glenn was the first American to orbit the Earth, not the first person. Did I say first person? I may have. I'm sorry, but I think you got the point of where we were going. Bobby Lee Holland says that he does not agree with renaming Lee County, not even the Trump County. So what? I think you're. Well, maybe you're missing the point. The point I'm trying to make, the broader point, Bobby, the bigger point I'm trying to make is that the cancel culture will do it whether you want to or not. Like if you said, I don't want to change the name, they're going to come along and say, oh no, you're changing it. And we're never going to give up until you give into our way. Oh, well, I want to change it to something else. I don't want to change it to Trump. It doesn't make a difference. They will decide what you will do, and you don't have any say in it. And what I'm saying is, I want to have a say in it. I demand to have a say in it. And so I'm having a say in it. Does that make sense? I'm just putting that out there. So, all right, Crypto says I look more intelligent than the red screen. The other thing about the red screen that you're looking at right now is people don't like my, they're calling it my glamour shot. See my glamour shot? And clearly, my hair was a lot shorter and darker when I took the glamour shot. Now, you can make the decision as to whether or not that darker hair was because of a product. I don't have a problem with it. Wait, hold on a second. A little inside. Hey, our guest is on line 2, if you would just pull that up. Tim Murtaugh's coming up. He's with the re-election campaign for the president. We're going to talk about some of the news of the day, which means I got to go. So we'll be right back.
I serve to protect you.
This is paradise. Sheriff Marcino is here to protect it. Sponsored by Conservative Champion Leaders.
Home is truly where the heart is. CFS Roofing Services understands that. When I saw what CFS did for my neighbor's roof, I called them. Everyone was professional, and owner David Crowther has nearly 4 decades of experience. It's obvious they care.
CFS Roofing Services, where your home matters most. Visit cfsroofing.com or call 239-561-2600. I'm David Crowther, and I approve this message.
Today's radicalized Democrat Party is attempting to dismantle, disarm, and discredit our frontline heroes. We must fight to stop them before it's too late. But to do that, we cannot send more weak leaders to Washington. It takes a bold, unapologetic conservative to stand up to the liberal mob and protect the institutions that make America great. We can't give in, and we can't give up. I'm Dr. William Figglestaller, and I approve this message because I'm the America First conservative you can trust.
Paid for by William Figglestaller, Republican, House District 19.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're joining us today. 239-479-5592. Streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch. You just go to Drew Steele Radio. Steele with 3 E's, and you can watch this very program. We do appreciate you subscribing. We appreciate a few minutes with Tim Murtaugh. Tim Murtaugh is the Director of Communications from 2020 re-election campaign and has been very busy. Tim, it's Drew Steele. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Doing well, Drew. Thanks very much. Glad to be in Fort Myers. Have a sort of a family connection there. My grandfather was the manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates for years, and Pirates used to have spring training in Fort Myers there at Terry Park.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yes. Oh, that takes me back to some good Tim. Let me tell you, those days, those were some good times. Way back then, and that was the 80s, right? Wasn't that, or was that
no,
70s?
50s and 50s,
60s, okay.
60s were in Fort Myers, and then they moved to Bradenton.
Okay.
But, my grandfather, Danny Murtaugh, was manager of the Pirates in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Okay, yeah, because the Royals then moved to Terry Park in the 80s, as a matter of fact, and I remember those were times when Rush Limbaugh used to be talking, and there was a connection there as well to the Kansas City team in the 80s here.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And obviously we have the Red Sox and the Twins. We're quite busy here with the baseball in Southwest Florida. Yeah, there's no doubt. But not lately, but certainly we have been. And speaking of busy, you've been busy. I do want to this morning play some audio clips of some things hitting on some news stories that I would love for you to comment on. And unlike Katie Tur at MSNBC, I will give you time to speak.
Yeah, that was quite a workout with Katie and Chuck Todd the other day.
What was that? Now, I don't even want to play the audio because just listening to her, just going, basically giving a whole speech. I might even just play the end of it because I love how you end up as she's talking and understand that Katie Tur doesn't really, this is activism at its best, right? So Tim Murtaugh sitting with Katie Tur and Chuck Todd, and there they are. They're talking about the convention. They're talking about all kinds of things. And Katie Tur decides that she's just going to pretty much co-opt the time and ask Tim Murtaugh a question, but never give him a chance to answer it. Now, just listen to the end of this.
Not social distancing being practiced. We saw the signs being removed from seats. So you can say you handed out hand sanitizer and gave out masks. They weren't wearing them. And also, Dr. Fauci today has said that the incubation period for this disease could be longer than just 2 weeks. So, Tim Murtaugh, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate all of your time.
I appreciate
Chuck, over
that
to you.
speech, Katie. Thank you.
I appreciate the speech, Katie. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. That was awesome. Appreciate it.
You know what you didn't, they cut it off there. But right after that, Chuck Todd, he said, it bears noting that we don't have an editorial opinion here on MSNBC during the day. Well, come on, Chuck. I mean, so he's trying to tell people, pay no attention to what you just saw and heard. We don't have an editorial opinion here on MSNBC.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah, it was embarrassing, as it always is. But it does speak volumes to what this president and what you all are up against, which is the constant lies and the distortions and having to push back up against these constant headwinds that have been there since day one, and what the president was able to accomplish before the virus came along, and what he will be able to do moving forward.
Yeah, and actually what he's accomplishing during the coronavirus and really the historic testing and the national response to the coronavirus is something that this country has never experienced before, and he has really led the way. But you're exactly right. Look, we know that the mainstream media is dead set against this president, and they view it as their job to campaign against him every day. And we know that they don't like his Twitter account, right? They don't want him tweeting. Right. They certainly don't want him holding rallies, and they try to scare Americans and say that a Trump rally is the most dangerous place you can be, despite all the safety precautions that we take. Yeah. They don't want him giving a speech at Mount Rushmore, of all places, right? And now they don't want him even holding a press conference in the Rose Garden. So they don't want to hear from this president. And then Katie Tur had the nerve to actually say, well, at the end of his Rose Garden speech, he only took a few questions from the media. Well, that's more questions than Joe Biden took on that very same day when he proposed a $2 trillion Green New Deal debacle that would completely handcuff the entire U.S. economy. And he took 0 questions. They're perfectly happy. And, in fact, they root him on. They think that it's great that Joe Biden stays out of sight and doesn't talk to reporters and doesn't face the vetting and the scrutiny that a man running for president should undergo. They think that's wonderful and a brilliant strategy, and they praise it. Yeah. But when President Trump is accessible to the media like no other president in history, well, they don't want that either. So the only thing that they know in their minds is Trump bad, Biden good. Right. And that's the way they conduct themselves.
And give the president credit. Even when he knows what he's up against, he still opens himself up to the press. It's like, I know what you're going to do to me, but I'm still going to give you the time of day because that's who I am and that's what I do. And you got to give him credit.
Joe Biden went 89 days without having a press conference. And then when he did have a press conference, he faced the rigorous questions such as, Mr. Biden, what keeps you up at night? Right? That's the kind of question that really, honestly, they were like, I'm giving you an opportunity here, sir, to tell us how wonderful you are and how bad President Trump is. Those are the kind of questions that Biden gets. Right. And then, Trump goes out there and it's never-ending hostility and sarcasm and just complete disrespect for the office. Yeah. It's remarkable.
Yeah, Tim Murtaugh joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, Director of Communications, Trump 2020 re-election campaign, a lot to talk about. Did you hear the audio a few days ago from Angela Davis, the known Marxist former Communist Party USA vice presidential candidate? I don't know if you did. I'm going to play just a little clip because this really does. It's shocking, and it speaks volumes to who President Trump is and who Joe Biden is and who someone that is a Communist Party USA former vice presidential candidate would support and why. And I just want to play this little clip of audio, and then I want you to comment on this. This is Angela Davis on RT, Russia Today, that was doing an interview just a few days ago.
I don't see this election as being about choosing a candidate who will be able to lead us in the right direction. It will be about choosing a candidate who can be most effectively pressured into allowing more space for the evolving anti-racist movement.
That says it all. They want somebody like Joe Biden who they can manipulate. It speaks volumes to what people have said. I'm sure you and many others have said, Joe Biden's not going to be leading this country. He's going to be told what to do by others, and he'll gladly do it.
That's exactly right. Joe Biden is a Trojan horse candidate, is what we're calling him, and he's an empty vessel. and he's being filled by Bernie Sanders and AOC and the other socialists. Mm-hmm. And there's proof of that in that he released an agenda, the so-called unity platform that he put together with Bernie Sanders, and it's the socialist Democrat wish list. It is really the Christmas morning for liberal Democrats and socialists for that. They would wipe out our borders. They would stop prosecuting illegal immigrants. They would stop deporting illegal immigrants. They would eliminate school choice. And particularly in poor neighborhoods, people who are financially distressed, they would ban charter schools in poor cities. That is the opposite of what you would do if you're trying to get kids out of failing schools. And this notion that they would first of all throw open the doors to all the illegal immigrants who would ever want to come here, and there would be no punishment whatsoever, no ramifications for having broken our laws. Then when you're here, they're going to give you free health care and work permits at a time when the United States and the workers here are trying to recover from the coronavirus and what it did to interrupt the great economy that President Trump built. You're going to introduce new competition with illegal aliens who have broken our laws and reward them with work permits. Yep. It's astounding. Why in the world would you make it even tougher for American workers and reward the people who are not citizens and not present legally? It's amazing. And so she's exactly right. I'll tell you what, Joe Biden has the endorsement of the Communist Party, and there's no, and the Communist Chinese smile on Joe Biden's candidacy as well. He has spent his whole career promoting the interests of and appeasing the Communist Chinese, and there's no question of that. He is absolutely President Xi's favorite candidate.
Yeah. I mean, you may want to use that in some ads to show who supports Joe Biden. And let's be honest, if we were to make the case to our friends and neighbors, and I would encourage people that are listening right now that, you are the ones that are going to make a difference. It's you getting out to your friends and your neighbors and having that platform of Joe Biden's in your hand and be able to spell it out and show people this is what the former vice president supports. This is what will happen if he's president of the United States. This is the kind of damage, and the people that support him, this is what they want to do. If you're a Democrat and you're saying, well, I don't support dismantling police departments or defunding police. Well, then you need to check your party status and find out what they're doing, because they disagree with you. You're in the wrong place. Go ahead.
Biden has endorsed the notion. He says, "Oh, I don't want to defund the police. I want to redirect the money somewhere else." So let's think about that. Let's say you have a college fund set up for your kids, right? Yeah. And your kid is a teenager now, and he says, "Hey, Dad, how much money do I have in my college fund?" And you say, "Well, you know what? I didn't actually defund the money, but I redirected the money away from your college fund, and I bought a boat instead. So here you go. Here's a boat. Sorry about college, but now we've got this boat." Yeah. So, it's just silliness. And you see the unrest and the violence that's going on in American cities, and Joe Biden says nothing about it. And in fact, as part of this Bernie Sanders unity platform that he's got, they want to eliminate cash bail. Now, I don't know if people understand what that means necessarily, but it means that if people are arrested and charged with crimes, violent crimes or otherwise, it means they won't have to post anything, and they'll be let go to wait for their court date. So they'll be back into the communities and not be held in jail in lieu of bail pending their court date. Do you think that people who are out committing violent crimes, if you let them go while they wait for their trial, do you think that they will suddenly become model citizens? No. And that's why we see that New York City has already reformed its cash bail system and is letting people out on the street left and right. And what do we see in New York? A stark rise in violent crime and shootings. It's ridiculous policy. It's socialist policy. It is putting the interests of those who would prey on innocent citizens above the innocent citizens. It's remarkable, and this is what Joe Biden has signed on to. Yeah. He is a helpless dupe of the extreme left. Yep. They are controlling him. They are telling him what to do. He is the Trojan horse candidate, and he would be dangerous as president, because he would not be in charge.
Yeah, we need to let people know specifically what they will do. And also be prepared to, and this is why I've started this, and you don't know this, but I'll tell you what I'm doing here. This is why I want to cancel the cancel culture. I don't like what what they're trying to do to us in this country. And that's why I'm doing this here in Southwest Florida. You don't know this, but Lee County, where we are right now, Lee County, Southwest Florida, Fort Myers in Lee County, named after Robert E. Lee. And they've been knocking at the door here in this county and telling us, well, we've got a bust of Robert E. Lee. We got to take that down. There's some paintings in the county commission and the courthouses. We got to take that down. They're going to go as far as trying to change the name of Lee County. So I have started a change.org petition, and I have started this, and I am researching this right now as we speak. You want to change the name of Lee County? You've got a problem with the name of Robert E. Lee? Fine. We're going to change it. And we're going to change it to Trump County. I started it. Tom, I'm not messing around. I started it.
Yeah.
I've already started. You want to go there?
Pleased.
I've done it. I've already done it, and I've already started. I'm already talking about the process. I'm serious. We cancel you. You don't cancel. You don't tell us. We tell you. And I'm putting that and I'm just putting that out there for you, Tim. It's just something I'm doing because these are the kind of things that we have to stand up against and be able to speak to directly. And I'll keep you in the loop too. I'll let you know how it's going.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And it doesn't stop there because of course they're coming after Washington and Jefferson, and they didn't like Mount Rushmore. I mean, you heard the media describe it when the president was getting ready to make his speech on July 3rd at Mount Rushmore. CNN described it as a monument to white supremacy. Mount Rushmore. Yeah. Which is never an opinion that they held when Barack Obama visited there or when Bernie Sanders went there in 2016.
And praised it.
Trump goes there. It's crazy.
Yep.
And so they're not going to stop with that. And they're coming after everything. And I think there's a lot of Venezuelans who live in Florida and in South Florida. Mm-hmm. And they remember how it began in Venezuela when the socialists took hold. They started by knocking over statues and pulling down the statues of previous political leaders. That's how it started.
Yep.
And the people who escaped Venezuela to the United States will tell you this is how it begins. People think it couldn't happen here. You just played a clip from one of the leaders of the American Communist Party. They think that Biden is the guy that they can push around.
Yep.
That's how it starts. This is not some crazy conspiracy theory. They are rooting it on.
Yeah. It also tells you who they think they can't push around, and they know it. And so that is something else that's very obvious. All right, Tim Murtaugh, Director of Communications, the Trump 2020 re-election campaign. We always appreciate a few minutes. Hope we get the chance to do this again soon. All the best, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Drew. Always a pleasure.
All right, we'll see you soon. There he goes, Tim Murtaugh, joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. By the way, if you want to join in the change.org petition, if you want to sign off on it, look, we'll change. You want to change the name of Lee County? All right, we'll change it to Trump County. That's what we're doing. And look, I'm gonna find out the process. We're gonna see if those of you out there ready to do the same thing. Let's go. All right, just go text the words Trump County to 239-479-5592, and Jake will send you the link to the petition. It'll just help us to bolster the position that we're going to do once hopefully we move forward. Hey, if we can get enough people like Tim Murtaugh and others to maybe kind of, talk about it a little bit, to maybe throw it out there that we're doing this, we get a push from some other folks as well, if you know what I'm saying. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic, here's Sabrina Katz.
There's a crash in Lehigh Acres at Sarah and Lee Boulevard. Now, this has been slowing traffic westbound, just a touch on Lee to the west of Sunshine. Commuters in Fort Myers, A&W Bulb still a little busy heading southbound to Gladiolas, as well as a slight slowdown on Bass Road as well, heading towards Summerlin Road. Commuters in Collier County, traffic is a bit busy on Pine Ridge, heading east towards 951, as well as a slight slowdown on Airport Pulling, heading south towards Golden Gate. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, everyone. Temperatures this afternoon peak near 92 degrees, heat in the seas near 105. Showers and storms still scattered this afternoon, but they'll actually be coming in a little bit earlier than what we saw yesterday, so you can expect more areas of heavy rain at times, and that continues all the way through the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Voorhees.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News. News and smart views.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and I have something important that I want to share with you about my good friends Kevin and Todd at AMCO of Bonita Springs. Look, they understand the last thing you need to worry about in 2020 is what to do and where to go when you're having car troubles, right? Their shops know a thing or two about hard times, especially since they opened in 2008. Remember, that was during a recession, and they've worked hard from day one and every day since to make sure they simply do the right thing when it comes to your auto or truck repair needs. Not only are Kevin, Todd, and the team great conservatives, but they're also very good at what they do when it comes to the maintenance and repairs that you need, whatever that may be. Because look, you rely on that vehicle each day to get you where you need to be. Not only do they do all things related to transmission work, but they even do brakes, air conditioning, check engine light diagnostic, tires, alignments. Look, you name it, they can handle it. Southwest Florida's come to know AMCO of Bonita Springs as the place you can trust with your car or truck. So give them a call, will you? 992-2626. That's 239-992-2626. And if it's your first time into the shop, make sure you let them know you heard it right here on 92.5 Fox News.
As our state representative, Ray Rodriguez has always been the conservative we could count on. Now, Ray wants to take his conservative record to the Florida Senate. Ray Rodriguez fought to end illegal immigration in Florida. He helped ban sanctuary cities and fought alongside Governor DeSantis to protect our jobs by passing E-Verify. Ray will continue to fight to ensure those in our country illegally will not find sanctuary in our state. When it came to protecting the right to life, no one was more pro-life than Ray Rodriguez. In Florida's Senate, Ray will continue the fight to protect the unborn. And when Donald Trump needed him the most, Ray was there. As one of Florida's members of the Electoral College, Ray stood strong against Hillary Clinton and the Democrats when they tried to steal the election by flipping electors. In the Florida Senate, Ray will always support President Trump and his plan to keep America great. Ray Rodriguez has always been a conservative we could count on. Now, we need him in the Florida Senate. Paid by Ray Rodriguez, Republican for the Florida Senate.
Take a look down at your uniform shirt. Is the name Best Home Services embroidered on the front? If not, I have some very bad news. You're working at the wrong company. Join a team where you can create your own opportunities. Join Best Home Services. If you take pride in providing outstanding customer service, Best Home Services is where you want to be. Of course, we offer top wages, top benefits, top perks, but it's the other stuff that makes us different. You and your family deserve more. Join the team at Best Home Services and enjoy living up to the name. Best Home Services, now hiring plumbers.
Today, businesses are starting to bounce back, but what if you could do better than that? What if you could adapt and find new ways to succeed? With new customers? Well, Comcast Business wants to help you do just that. Learn how you can not just bounce back, but bounce forward at ComcastBusiness.com.
Visit Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
Summer is in full swing, and my friends Jason and Todd with the Diamond District are continuing to liquidate the largest selection of GIA and Forevermark loose certified diamonds, engagement rings, and fashionable diamond jewelry.
Hi, I'm Denny Grimes with Denny Grimes and team at Keller Williams Realty. Do you want to sell your home for top dollar in spite of a changing market? Then why leave money on the table? Because I have a proven marketing strategy that could put more money in your pocket. I even have a flexible commission plan that will add to your bottom line. I've been selling homes in Southwest Florida for over 35 years, and I sell 10 times more homes than the average agent. Now, I'm not trying to brag. I'm applying for a job. I want to be your realtor. I'm so confident that my plan will work for you that if you're not totally satisfied, you can fire me at any time. Sell for more money, flexible commission, cancel anytime. Don't list your home until you talk to me. That's Denny Grimes, 489-HOME. Denny Grimes, 489-HOME, or 489-4663.
Denny Grimes and Company.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592. There's the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line and streaming live on the YouTubes. The kids don't call it that. I just found out the other day from Jake, who says don't call it the YouTubes. Stop doing that. Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and subscribe. It helps to keep it going if you like watching on Facebook as well. That's how we do it. So. All right, coming up, we got the top 5 audio clips of the day, 5 at 8:35, and Mike Opelka will be joining us. How about that? Mike Opelka making some big headlines and news lately.
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
I'm Ray Sandelli, Lee County Commissioner for District 3. I'm a businessman, a veteran, and a proud family man. I have seen firsthand the impact the County Commission can have on our day-to-day lives and understand how critical it is to have someone with the right values in this office. The impact of the coronavirus is unprecedented. Now more than ever, we need to trust in our conservative principles to guide us back to prosperity. I'm Ray Sandelli, and I have the business experience and values we need to lead our county through difficult times. That's why Governor DeSantis put his trust in me. As a naval officer, aviator, and member of the Blue Angels flight demonstration team, I learned to trust my instincts. Now, my instincts tell me we need to reduce government, minimize regulations, and keep taxes low so we can bring jobs back to Lee County. I'm Ray Sandelli, and I'm asking for your vote. Paid by Ray Sandelli, Republican, for Lee County Commission, District 3.
Tyler McDaniel here. And Brad McDaniel. We're the second generation of Kenmar Care. For our whole lives, our father Ken McDaniel raised us and instilled in us the work ethic and morals which we operate under and live by today. Kenmar Care has teamed up with Maytag to bring high-quality products to you covered by Maytag's exclusive 12-year parts and 12-year dependability promise on select purchases. Be treated like family. Call Kenmar Care. 239-437-7040. That's 437-7040. And online at kenmarcare.com.
License number CAC 057163.
Hi, this is Matt Caldwell. I spent 8 years in the Florida House fighting for our conservative values. We cut billions in taxes, balanced our budget every year, removed government barriers to job growth, and made huge strides in fixing our water quality. Now I'm looking to use that experience as your next Lee County property appraiser. I've spent the past 20 years working as a professional property appraiser in both the residential and commercial markets. It's something I know well, and I'm the only candidate with this experience in the industry. I'm Matt Caldwell, and through the years, I've proven myself as a trusted, principled conservative. More than ever, it is crucial that we have strong conservatives with a proven record, someone in office that you know will not back down and will always defend our values. I have served you before, and I'm ready to do it again. I'm Matt Caldwell. I'm running for Lee County Property Appraiser, and I'm asking for your vote. Paid by Matt Caldwell, Republican, for Lee County Property Appraiser.
The Lee County Supervisor of Elections Office is currently hiring poll workers. If you would like to be part of the elections process, we need your help. All poll workers are paid for their service. For more information, visit the Lee County Supervisor of Elections Office website at lee.vote. That's lee.vote. Remember, all poll worker positions are paid, and the positions available are for the upcoming August primary and November general election.
This Wink News Update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
This is Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Lee County deputies shot and killed a man at the Aloha Motel yesterday. It started as a welfare check, but that man came out at deputies with a gun and then they shot him. They performed CPR, but he later died. All deputies involved are now on paid administrative leave. A killer is still on the run this morning. Someone shot and killed a person near the Lani Kai on Fort Myers Beach Wednesday. Deputies say multiple shots were fired. Hotel officials say one of the people in the group with the victim is an employee. The Lani Kai says it's doing what it can to help the Lee County Sheriff's Office. The state attorney dropped charges against the man arrested for vandalizing the Robert E. Lee bust in downtown Fort Myers. The owners of the statue went to court hoping the state would elevate the case to a hate crime. A man's in custody this morning after deputies chased him through a Collier County neighborhood. It started as a disturbance involving a man banging on someone's car window. The chase ended when the suspect's car caught on fire outside that neighborhood. Florida can now enforce a law that keeps ex-felons from voting if they do not pay their court fees and fines. The unsigned order means this law will likely be in effect for the November election. It could affect thousands of people waiting to vote here in Southwest Florida. Next week, you'll have to wear a mask inside Publix stores. The store is joining several other retailers requiring face coverings. The company will put signs on entrance doors saying masks must be worn inside. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
There's a crash at Lehigh Acres at Sarah and Lee Boulevard. Now, this has been slowing traffic westbound, just a touch on Lee to the west of Sunshine. Commuters in Fort Myers, A&W Bulb still a little busy heading southbound to Gladiolas, as well as a slight slowdown on Bass Road as well, heading towards Summerlin Road. Commuters in Collier County, traffic is a bit busy on Pine Ridge, heading east towards 951, as well as a slight slowdown on Airport Pulling, heading south towards Golden Gate. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, everyone. We made it to the end of the work week. Temperatures are going to reach close to 92 degrees this afternoon. Heat indices a little bit lower, peaking near 105, as we'll have scattered showers and storms returning back to southwest Florida, generally moving east to west. But today they happen a little bit earlier. So for those of you who do get caught in some of those areas of heavy rain, be prepared for frequent lightning and some gusty wind as well. More scattered showers and storms as we head all the way through the weekend and most of next week. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Don't let the phony cancel culture liberals have all the fun. Join the movement.
I was a Trumpster from day one.
Rename Lee County Trump County. Speak up at 925foxnews.com.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
We are Moran Wealth Management. Passionate about learning what's important to you and your family. Personable, with 24 professionals dedicated to attentive, customized service and focused on client relationships. Performance-driven. As part of Barron's top 1,200 advisors, Tom Moran, founder, CEO, and senior PIM portfolio manager, is Florida's highest-ranked advisor for 2019. Call 239-920-4440 today or visit MoranWealthManagement.com. Moran Wealth Management. Passionate, personable, performance-driven. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. 239-479-5592 is the Tri-Town Construction talk and text line. Streaming live on the YouTubes. Drew Steele Radio. Just go to Drew Steele Radio. Type in Drew Steele 3 E's. You'll see the channel and subscribe. It's free. It helps us to keep this going. You can watch on Facebook or YouTube, but those subscriptions will help a whole lot. And don't forget to text the words Trump County to 239-479-5592 if you'd like to be part of the movement. Cancel culture is coming along. They want to cancel out Lee County because, Robert E. Lee County. They're going to be knocking at the door sooner or later. They've been knocking at the door for a long time, so we're going to beat them to it. We're going to change the name of Lee County to Trump County. And we got the change.org that Jake will, if you text the word Trump County, he'll send you the link to the change.org site so that you can be part of put your name to it, and you can be part of the list of people who would like to see this happen, and, we get the process going. All right, typically, we, right now, do the top 5 audio clips of the day, 5 at 8:35, but you know what? I got Mike Apelka with me, and he is so busy, so popular, so he's getting so big that I don't know how much longer we could... Well, hello?
Who?
Well, number one, I haven't had a chance to talk to you in a few weeks because you've been busy. And number two, you're a big TV star and everything else. So we got so many things going on with you.
I did one silly show on that wonderful program, Fox and Friends.
One silly show, that's all.
And they were very nice. And my buddy Chris Plant, who you guys know, has said to me, the minute the story broke and the tweet went viral about the boycott Goya, he wrote to me and he said, listen, you're going to be famous for 24 hours. I just want to tell you that's how this works. It's going to be 24 hours and then it's over. And he was correct.
Oh.
He was spot on.
I don't know about that. But still, just for those that don't know, really it was Mike Opelka who tweeted out and got really this boycott of Goya products started. I'll say it. I think it was a big part of it was you getting out there and putting out this tweet that went viral and everybody was sharing it and soon you get on Fox and Friends and you're talking about it and people are going to stores and they can't buy Goya products and it's amazing. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It was good stuff.
Kind of interesting that now you can walk into a store and there are limits on how much Goya you can buy because so many people are doing this. And thank you, all of you who did it. So many people from your audience are writing to me. There's one crazy man who loves your show named Rob Gold who keeps writing me saying, hey, thank God for the Goya thing. And I'm like, thank you, Robbie. You're a good boy. Keep doing what you're doing. So your audience is so rabid for this, and it's so appreciated. My food bank is really struggling. I don't know about the ones in your town, but we have this right around the corner. This little Methodist church does Loaves of Love. What a great name for a food pantry. And they have so many people who are just hungry that this is really helping. So we're happy about that.
Yeah, that is great. And that's what he was talking about, taking $10, buying some Goya products, and then bringing it to a local food bank to help, to really make this out of something positive out of all of this. And that's what Mike Opelka is all about. He's all about positivity, everybody. That's what it is.
Yeah, we're going to fight love, put love up against hate. Anybody who's out there hating, you're going to face the Love Patrol. So look out for us. All
right. So speaking of the Love Patrol, we're going to switch gears now and go to the Hate Patrol. That would be Jim Acosta, CNN. And hey, you want to comment on this? Let me just play a little bit of the audio from Kayleigh McEnany yesterday in the press briefing, and how a question was asked and how she answered it in the first minute. Here we go.
Well, we're seeing more school districts, at least in Virginia, for example, last night, deciding to go online only. What does the president say to parents out there who are now going, okay, what do I do with my kids?
Yeah, the president has said unmistakably that he wants schools to open, and I was just in the Oval talking to him about that. And when he says open, he means open and full, kids being able to attend each and every day at their school. The science should not stand in the way of this.
What did she say? What? Mike Opelka, what was that?
Yes, this administration is against science. They don't want science standing in the way of their evil plan. Yeah, it's so wonderful that people called out Acosta. I think didn't Tapper call him out too?
I think so, yeah. A lot of people did.
It's so good. Jim Acosta, the fake news guy, his name's not Jim, it's Abilio. Abilio Acosta gets called out for clipping that and completely avoiding the context, which talked about living up to the science, following the science, looking at the Journal of American Medical Association and all of their recommendations from pediatricians that kids have to get back to school and the virus is not transmitted by the kids. And if they get it, it really doesn't affect them that much. So science is leading the White House's push here. Jim Acosta is in his own little fever dream.
Yeah. A fever. I like that, and related to COVID as well. So it all goes. See how it all goes together.
Do that. Yeah,
I do. I do see that. All right, I have to play you another piece of audio. I had Tim Murtaugh on a little while ago, and I played him this audio of Angela Davis. I don't even think he realized that she had said this. Someone who, for those that don't know, Angela Davis is and was, I guess, the vice president. Right, the vice president of the Communist Party USA. She was a vice presidential candidate. So to give you an idea of who we're talking about, and she said this, everybody, listen.
I don't
don't see this election as being about choosing a candidate who will be able to lead us in the right direction. It will be about choosing a candidate who can be most effectively pressured into allowing more space for the evolving anti-racist movement.
Woo! That sure sounds like they want to have somebody in office they can push around, and that's Joe Biden.
Gee, let me think. Who would be a candidate? If you're looking at Joe Biden over here and Donald Trump over here, which of these two guys could be pushed around?
Yeah, exactly. Not a joke. No.
Oh, it's so good. These guys, the answer here to all of our questions, as we are at 109 days away from this election and really about 50 days away from early voting, is to encourage these people to keep talking. Because every time they talk, they tell us who they are. And they're telling us right now exactly who they are. And I happen to love this.
Yeah. And it's something to keep an eye on and to tuck it away and to have that with you so that people understand who people are supporting and why they're supporting them and then the things that they want to do. By the way, Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com, is on with us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. What else lately has been tickling your fancy, so to speak? What are the things that you're keeping an eye on, some of the stories that you're looking at?
I will tell you that I'm so impressed with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Attorney General Barr and how they, in conjunction with the president, are really forming this trio that is working overtime on bringing China into line. And they're leading the charge here and abroad. So you've got the Secretary of State who's working the global community to clamp down on China, not just what they've done economically, but with technology and with the Uyghurs and the attempts at a genocide of people they don't like. I'm sure you saw the drone footage yesterday, the Uyghurs being herded onto trains. And then you've got the Attorney General who is pushing Hollywood and the tech giants to really reject China, because China is pouring money into Hollywood and tech companies. And we are now finally starting to see pushback saying, hey, we don't want your 5G from Huawei. We don't want your free drones or your cameras in the cities, because they all have back doors. So you've got a real interesting push here that nobody in the mainstream media is really covering or giving this administration credit for. And it is just, it's such a powerful protection of the country that is not getting a lot of love.
Yeah, we talked to Gordon Chang a few different times about this, right? When we were together recently at CPAC and other times when we've had that conversation. And how long has he been warning about this, right?
Oh, years. Gordon Chang has been sniffing this out for a long time, but now it's really coming out that China has been doing everything pretty much that he has said. And so I'm real happy, though, that these two guys are right at the top and carrying out the president's agenda against China. And it's a tough one because China is a real important customer for this country. Mm-hmm. You know, we need their money. We don't need their political ideology.
Yeah. Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com, joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Well, there's so many stories. I don't even know where to begin half the time with some of the stories that are out there. Ilhan Omar is always fun to talk about because there's always something a little weird, frightening, scary, strange, odd, anti-constitutional, anti-United States, sniffing and leading. Go ahead.
1 week she comes out and says, we need to keep pushing for the dismantling of the entire system, not just the dismantling of police forces, but the dismantling of the entire system. And then when people say, hey, you're anti-American, she says, you're taking me out of context. How about you listen to your own words? But she's too busy funneling over $1 million now into the campaign, from her campaign into the company of her latest husband. So, I say that with tongue planted firmly in cheek because husband number 3, and that's counting the brother husband, is now the recipient of over $1 million of her campaign. And this is for a congressional district that's pretty much a shoo-in unless something really strange happens in Minnesota.
Yeah, and speaking to that as well, for those that don't know, if I'm not mistaken, the AOC, she won her primary, right, recently. I mean, pretty quiet, but she won. Ilhan Omar is, I mean, she'll be primaried. Well, no, she won't be. I mean, I'm assuming she's going, who's going to, I guess when you hope that people will run against them, Republicans certainly will. Obviously, we're going to field somebody out there. But I wonder what the constituents think. They hear all of this clearly. What we worry about and the things that seem just awful in so many different ways with whether it's Ilhan Omar or the squad, the constituents don't. They continue to stay with them. Is it because they agree with what they're doing, or if they're just indifferent? I just wonder what it is.
Well, there are a lot of people on both sides, Drew, that vote party only, and they never look beyond it. There really is an apathy in this country that I was hoping and praying would be dissipated by some of the problems we've had, that people would actually look into stories and say, well, let me figure out what the heck is going on there. But I think 80% of this country, 40% on one side and 40% on the other, pull the lever for blue or red just because it's blue or red. So that 20% in the middle that's actually doing the homework could have a real effect. And by the way, last week we saw in a couple different surveys, independents and independent women in suburbs who have previously in the last year and a half been drifting to Democrats are coming back to the middle and President Trump. So there are good signs out there. They're green shoots. Again, 109 days away, 50 days away from early voting. It's coming up pretty quickly. Yeah. But there are good indicators that middle, that independent, undecided vote may yet be able to be reached and be brought back from the brinks. And it's because of how radical the left has become.
Right. And I think people identify it. They see it. It's not like they're trying to hide it. And if you don't hide it and you're not trying to be sneaky about it, if you're pretty much on display with what you believe, then good. More power to you. Keep talking. Keep doing it, because then it will expose and show everybody who may not have been paying attention before the things that were always there, but now they are on full display. Go ahead. Hey, speaking of full display, we've been doing this little woke Olympics thing. Do you have anything for us today? Do we have a woke Olympics candidate? Do we have something? Before you say yes or no, I got to do the intro. So do we have a little something?
Of course we do.
Okay, good. Well, here we go. Hold on a second, everybody.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant ridiculousness of woke.
Okay. What do you got? What qualifiers do we have today for the woke Olympics, sir?
I have a couple people from my old hometown, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who has a river of blood running alongside the Chicago River in that city. She's more focused on the press secretary and calling the press secretary a Karen, which just makes me laugh. She's not happy that her city, which, again, my old hometown, awash in blood and murder. I think there were 15 shootings last night alone. It was a Thursday night, everybody. It wasn't even the weekend. So that's one of them. I also have to, I think we need to call out Trump's niece, Mary.
Okay, we could do that.
And she's the ultimate Karen, because she's just mad that she's related to the guy who ended up being president. And we're now seeing that all of her book is in question, because the guy she said took Donald Trump's SAT test for him, he didn't meet until he was in post-grad school at business school. Yeah, the whole story has been debunked. So how everything else gets credibility, I don't know. When your major case, now they're reduced to her saying that her uncle is a guy that used the N-word. Did you see her on with the Rachel Maddow last night?
No.
Oh, here it is. It's great journalism by Maddow, too. Here you go.
Have you heard the president use the N-word? Yeah. And anti-Semitic slurs specifically? Yes.
Way to dig in there and really attack Rachel Maddow.
Yes. No. Yes. That's all I need to know. She said yes.
She said yes. Put him down as a yes. It's a yes. See, that's woke Olympic worthy to me.
Man.
I think that's so wonderful. The ultimate woke Olympics we have to give to the Starbucks Karen. She would be my winner today. You remember the story about the woman who sparked a gigantic GoFundMe for the barista?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you do this story yet today?
No, we haven't talked about it. So if you remember back when she was doing a GoFundMe page, got a whole lot of money. Explain the story and then where we are.
Amber Lynn Giles went into her local Starbucks and she didn't have a mask on. Then the barista said, "I'm sorry, I can't serve you. You need a mask." And she posted a picture of him, said, "Meet Lenin from Starbucks. He refused to serve me because I wasn't wearing a mask." Well, people started a GoFundMe for tips for this guy. And it raised more than $105,000.
Wow.
Okay.
Right.
So Amber Lynn now wants half. She says that but for her actions, he would have never gotten this tip jar. So you got to admit, that's pretty damn wokey.
Oh, man. I didn't know it was that easy. That's all you have to do is kind of claim that you're half responsible for the quarter of the percentage of the tenth of somebody saying or doing something that you could get a little piece of the action. Who knew it was that easy?
It's so good.
Yeah.
These people are but for them, I'd be pulling what's left of my hair out and screaming about how unfair life is. But they make it so we can understand.
All right, good stuff. We've got to run Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com, spelled Opelka. And he's a great follow, by the way, on Twitter tell everybody.
At Stuntbrain. There is somebody who started a Mike Opelka Twitter account, but it's been suspended by Twitter for bad behavior. It's not me.
It's not you.
No, it's not me. I guarantee you. But it is funny that somebody out there tried to do something that would smear me and ended up backfiring on them.
That's awesome. All right, my friend. We'll see you soon. Okay. Thanks.
Buddy, God bless.
All right, there he goes. It's Mike Opelka. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Hey, we got to find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up. Don't forget, text the word Trump County to 239-479-5592. You want to be part of the change.org petition. Listen, if the woke cancel culture is going to change our county name from Lee County because, Robert E. Lee, we can't have that. Well, guess what? We're going to change it to Trump County, Florida. So go ahead and sign the petition. We're getting closer to 1,000. We're going to keep it going. All right. Let's find out what's happening with the remainder of the forecast with news meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Happy Friday, everyone. Temperatures this afternoon peak near 92 degrees, heat into seas near 105. Showers and storms still scattered this afternoon.